Hello, Lord Bowser, Highway, Alter for Walter, Moyako. A lot of folks in chat putting in their levels. How are you doing, Koofy, LP? How is everyone doing today? It's Friday. As of like an hour ago, I'm on vacation. It caught up maybe the first 10% of it. That's good. As of an hour ago, I am on vacation. I got time off from work for the next 2 weeks. July 4th week and all. Just a very easy time to take off. And also, I'm taking off the week after because there's like a little bit of a trip. I'm taking like in the middle of that second week, so don't expect it to be like 2 weeks of non-stop streams. There will be a gap in there when I go like on a little bit of a road trip with my folks, a little bit of a family thing. But, look at that, we did the level. But, do expect plenty of streams these next 2 weeks, especially this next week, which I am planning maybe just one extra stream. I don't know. That seems like a good idea to me. Some sort of July 4th type deal. We'll see about the details as it approaches. I still, I've been busy with work. I haven't thought of a good idea for the July 4th stream as of yet. The ideas I've had so far is to do something like, it's Stars and Stripes. Can we do anything with that? I could do like a Star Wars game and then some game involving stripes, but you know what? I can't for the life of me think of any game that involves fucking stripes, so I don't think that's gonna be like a viable approach to coming up with a stream for next Tuesday, the July 4th holiday thereof. But we'll think of something. Maybe just like, I don't know, maybe it could just be something as simple as, I play some randomizer stuff. I like Paper Mario. Paper Mario has stars in it. That kind of works. Star Spirits, That kind of works. Lots of courses are being played. It's been a week since I last played. I last looked at my notifications. I've been a little busy. I haven't had time to do any making or play any levels or whatnot. Up top here before we begin. Thank you, Shide. Before we begin, let me run through a couple of cards here. You're approaching 50 uploads. I'm at like 66. Oh, that's a devilish number. I'm at 66 myself. I need to get to 67 by, putting in the time. You might have noticed the new music. I saw Highway commenting on it. There's new music now for the Starting Soon and break screens. Retiring the Zelda-themed music on account of it's been like a couple months. It's been like 2 months roundabout since Tears of the Kingdom came out. Maybe actually like a month and a half. And also, it's fucking summer now. It's fucking hot outside. We need some music that like kind of evokes summer, actually, turns out. And, I've gone with Atlantis from Banjo-Tooie for the Starting Soon screen. And, I showed off the break music as well during yesterday's stream, which was Pikmin 4 demo. The new break music is from Mario Sunshine. It's the bonus music, which isn't like the most summery theme, but it's a thing. Are you affected by the drought? I don't know if I'm affected by the drought per se because I'm not a plant. I have water from the sink, I'm not a plant, and I don't have a lawn to water. All I have to worry about is, my ass and the shower and all that. So I don't know if there's like a water shortage or something, but I will say it's fucking hot outside and fucking miserable. And oh my god, every time I've gone for a walk, it's been terrible outside. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit, y'all. Anyway, I thought about going with some music that was a little more hellish, a little bit more like volcano type music. Like for a hot second there, I was looking at like, okay, what's the music for geez, I'm trying to think of what it was. What's the music for... God, what the fuck was it? I actually can't remember what music I was looking at, but I was looking at some music from like a game that's like a place that is actively on fire, right? Rather than like something that's just like summery. And I sort of steered away from that. Let's just keep it to the normal ass summer tunes, even though it's like fucking miserable out there. Let's just think about water and sunshine and all the good parts of summer. Anyway, that sums that up. Also, I'm not sure. The Banjo-Tooie music might be a little loud compared to the previous starting soon themes, and I did adjust it a little bit during yesterday's stream and today's stream, but I might need to pull it down a little more. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Savannah as well. God, what was it? Let me look at my YouTube history for a hot second. YouTube history. One second. It was. I think the problem was when I looked at it. It's like, oh, it's not really a specific song. It turns out. Just give me the fucking history channel. I don't want a history channel. Google. Library, I guess? History. Okay, see all. Perfect. Okay. What the fuck was it? Scrolling. It was, oh yeah, it was I was looking at the theme from Star Fox 64's Solar, and I found out, like, oh, it actually doesn't have a unique song, and it's actually not very long. But, that was a candidate for one of the songs. I was looking like, can I get like the sun on in Starfax? And it's like, well, it's not a unique song. It's also Sector Y, so it's not maybe exactly what you're looking at, but you know, good idea. Next card. Follow up on the Pikmin 4 demo and locking you out after. Yeah, so yesterday we did the Pikmin 4 demo. It was quite nice. I think there were some things that I found like that I didn't care for. Like I don't like the new like clock that it shows you. You know, like how it shows you like how the day has passed. They changed that from previous games. I kind of like the way they used to do it. And also it now has like very aggressive auto aim that you can't turn off and just automatically activates, which I wasn't into. But the more I played of that game, the more I enjoyed just being able to explore the levels now are really fucking massive. There's so many caves in each one, and each cave is pretty cool. And it seems like there's a lot of like various, you know, refugees or whatever the fuck to rescue. Maybe not rescue. What's the word? They had a word for it. Castaways. A lot of castaways to rescue, which is really neat. And also, eventually I realized that the dog, and confirm this, you can control the dog as a second captain. So you still have the same level of multitasking you could do in Pikmin 3. Except the only difference is when the two captains are together, when the dog and the human are together. He's not a human, but he doesn't have a name. They don't have a name, you know, they're the avatar. I guess the dog and the avatar. Let's call them the avatar, I guess. Jeez. The avatar needs a fucking name because I can't refer to them in conversation very easily. But when the avatar and the dog are together, instead of it being like in Pikmin 3 where it's like, oh, I'm accidentally throwing my captains at the enemies, whoops, it's much more natural because, like, yeah, the dog can go attack enemies, and it's cool. You know, it actually works. Which, actually, when I think about it, it's kind of a positive change, isn't it? Kind of a positive change from how awkward it was before when your captains were grouped up. To the point where, you know, you would actively avoid grouping up your captains unless you really needed to in the previous game. Now it's just very more natural. Anyway, one thing I was wondering about that whole fucking demo was what would happen once you got to the end. And, once you got to the end and you got enough, like, material, and would you be, like, locked out from continuing at all? You know? Or would you be able to load up the file and, like, go back in and do more exploration after you know, in the world that the demo is set in? The demo is basically just the first world. Could you finish it off if you had, like, you know, extra time or whatever? And at the end of the last stream, I did pull up that file that we completed and found, like, oh shit, I'm able to run around and such, and said, okay, yeah, shit, I guess it didn't matter. But I will say, after that demo, after that stream, I immediately thought, like, oh wait, I should try, like, actually going to the level rather than just hanging out the hub. And it turns out, if you try to go to the level, it gives you the like, buy it now screen and doesn't let you actually get back into the world to do more exploring. So, we were not wrong, actually. We were right to hold off on getting 1500. That was the correct decision. Correction. Also, a thing I was thinking about during that stream, the onions, the buttholes, is the hole on the bottom of butthole is a question that came up during it. I thought about it. The hole that the onions have on the bottom, they eat with that. That's where the food goes. It's a mouth, not a butthole. The butthole is somewhere else on the onion. Okay, good. Now that we've established that, next thing, Wind Waker HD, starting next Monday, this coming Monday, whatever you want, however you want to say it. That'll be fun. That'll be the next full playthrough, since A Hat in Time is, you know, in the books, completed. Wind Waker HD, hell of a game. Looking forward to replaying it, and I hope that, you know, some of y'all know the game, like the game, and would like to see the game. Maybe come by and watch some. I don't know. You probably... Wind Waker is the kind of game that everyone... I feel like everyone knows, right? And everyone would be happy just watching some of. It's a lovely game. It looks great, and, oh, it has such nice vibes. And also, kind of a summer game. Not maybe as much of a summer game as Mario Sunshine, but it does have those summer vibes, I think. Alright, I don't have much in the way of a Maker update today. The stage is basically the same as it was last time. I'll run through it for you just for, reference, but, I have not had time in the last week to actually actively work on this. I need to find time. You know, I'll say I have finished, like, most of the stuff that I want to do in, like, you know, finished most of the stuff that I want to do in Zelda, Breath of Tears of the Kingdom. You know, I've gotten all the shrines and stuff. So, you know, maybe now that that's done, I'm kind of freed up to just do whatever now, you know? That's right, this is 8-2 of my Super World. Thank you for mentioning, Lord Bowser. But, I don't know, I still think it has a good slate of ideas to work with, and, doing like a little bit of a vertical auto-scroll seems like a good idea as far as variety goes. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Need to figure out how to make it good, of course, and how to make it, like, flow naturally, and how to make it so that you're never, like, just waiting. Stuff to think about. Stuff to think about for this, this here level. Could always have bullet hell sections, I guess, in this level. You know, like, avoiding saws, avoiding, like, stuff. And maybe, like, you know, with the auto-scroll being what it is, the cloud will I'll be able to time the cloud such that it expires right as there's a platform to jump to, or another cloud to jump to. If I ended up going with the cloud, which I'm not so sure. This level's called Whipsaw Rainbow, and I don't think the cloud goes so much with rainbows, but we'll see, we'll see. Hey, it's viewer level time, folks. It's viewer level time, folks. Viewer level time. I'm gonna pull up the first level here. It's from Lord Bowser. How do you do, Lord Bowser? Let me tell you how this works for those of you who don't know, if anyone here is new or, you know, whatever. If anyone here is new or whatever, the way that it works is, there we go. It is that if you're here when your level comes up, I give it the full time of day, which outside of the lightning round means 5 tries, or not. That's not what it means. Jeez, where's my head at? It means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you're not here, still play the level, but I do so in very nearly, but not quite, sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. So, you know, that's how we do things. Nice little compromise between playing more levels from more people and prioritizing the people who are here, you know? It's more fun to play more levels. Hello, Barnstorm R. How you doing? Keela's Shipwreck. There's a boo. Cosmic Blush. Playtest version. Yeah, that's right. You got 3 Ghost House here. You got multiple levels tonight, Bowser? That's pretty nice. I appreciate it. If anyone's wondering, by the way, what else we might talk about tonight, you know, I have all the cards and all prepared. Well, there's been a lot of anime that's been ending in the last couple of weeks, and in particular 3 shows that ended since the last stream. I'll talk a bunch about those as we go. 3 shows that ended. There's another show that ended today, but, you know, I have just got off work. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, you know, so I'll watch that one after. And there's also 3 more shows that end this season that are ending between now and Monday. So by the time of Monday's next stream, I'll know everything. You know, I say I know everything. Honestly, with these shows, I already know that I like them, you know, because I've watched like all but 1 episode of them, but still, it's good practice to watch every episode of a show before you render judgment, you know? This Ghost Hip level, you use the daytime variant of the Water and Ghost House theme, and you put the horror music. Yeah, it's a pretty convincing... I like the theming, it looks great. I like your background of just, like, alternating dark wood and light wood. Looks really swell. And yeah, this upper part, I mean, it's not quite the same as the lower parts, but it does have that Bodhi vibes. Blush. Add the vines for decoration. Yeah, gotcha. Personally, I'll say that's never a thing I do, you know, add vines like that. Just because, I don't know. I always worry about things getting in the way of gameplay more than aesthetics. You know, which, you know, hey, it's up to you where you want to put those priorities. A lot of people do the vines. I'm just always, I guess part of it is that I play with like the stick. I use the stick, and it's much easier to accidentally be pushing up a little bit on the stick versus like on the D-pad, you know. So as a result, I would ooh, this is a fun... This is an interesting boss you got here, Bowser. Seems like it might be a little bit on the tough side, but that's fair. You now only put vines in the forest and sky theme mostly. I mean, I'll say, like, I'm never... You might be able to tell by my levels. I'm never one to back away from using an enemy or whatnot in a level that it's in like a theme that's not typically used in, if I think it makes a better level. I think that that's just, you know, a fun way to do things rather than to limit myself on like this is based on a streamer who was very good at Mario Kart. Well, it shows, yeah. I can believe this lady. This lady is fantastic at the Mario Kart based on how tough the boss is. Right. Oh hey, there's mushrooms that appear. Shit, I didn't notice that before. That helps a good deal. Got the hardest one to get left. Not great. Wow, there we go. In the circles that I run in, whenever I've done Mario Kart with like some folks that I know, Keith Squared, who has been a guest on the stream before, another streamer, has always been the dominant Mario Karter. Like, just always running away with it to the point where everyone else just, you know, just has their goal be, we gotta take down Keith. We gotta kick down Keith Squared. That's all that matters here. Whoops, I meant to do the other thing, but this is a great opportunity to talk about, I meant to end the timer and hit complete and hit next, and say who's next, but also let me talk about the first anime that I finished since the last stream. Highway, you're up, by the way. So, I finished, Why Rayleigh ended up at the Duke's Mansion. That's the show, that's a Monday show. It finished on Monday, but at the time of the Monday stream, I hadn't actually watched it. But watched it after, and landed at a 3 out of 5 for that. I think that show is very front-loaded. And I don't want to say that it's bad in the back half, but basically what I'm saying is I was very bored during most of the show after the start was very, very good. What did I do wrong here? S4G SFXNGF. Can you check the code, Highway? Check the code here, please. I think I'm entering it correctly. Yeah. I can just pull up Highway's... I'll try pulling up Highway's profile, actually. So the basic premise is that the main character is reincarnated into a novel that she knows. Like many a villainous type anime. The code, it seems wrong, Highway. Check it, please. I tried putting it in. She's reincarnated into a villainous type anime, but she's the victim. She is like the victim of a murder that sets off the story originally. And she immediately is like, oh fuck, I'm about to be murdered because the book's about to start. So let me do some stuff to not get murdered. And, you know, sure enough, she does a good job and is able to not get murdered. And now that is, like, mysterious. It has the right vibes. It's exciting. It's good. I think this one is it. See, that's a 3 instead of a S. There we go. We figured it out. Relaxing swim. Oh, isn't that nice? Low clear light, though. What's up with that? Oh, we gotta collect a bunch of coins as well while we're at it. Okay. Noted. Noted. So anyway, while the first part is really exciting and fun, eventually she gets out of the pinch. She gets married to, or like gets engaged to like a dark, mysterious figure who she knows is actually dark and mysterious because she's read the book. And, you know, that's cool, I guess. You know, there's... Oh, crap, there's big fishes. You know, delayed reaction there I'm talking about. Nope, Let's put on our timer. Porcu Puffers is what they're called. I didn't know they had names. I always just think of them as big fucking fish from Mario Brothers 3. Even though I guess these ones are from Mario Brothers... Well, Mario Brothers New You. Do they fuck off if you just, like, kite them around a bit? Yes, that's what I know them as, the big fucking fish. Okay. So, I'll say that most of the show... I feel like most of the show was kind of spent, like, waiting for the plot to start up again. You know? Like, okay, there's kind of still interesting stuff at play, but... You know... Like, oh, well... You know, like, oh, what about the characters that didn't appear? And what does all these changes to the story, like, mean for the world? And none of that stuff really manifests. None of that stuff really goes anywhere. Basically, mostly it's the main character going like, oh my god, I hope that nothing goes wrong. And then, like, nothing goes wrong. It's all tension and stuff, but, you know, if nothing ever happens, it's like, how scared am I supposed to be, really? Everything's fucking chill. You know, there's... Everything seems really fucking fine in this world, you know. Oh, is it exactly 100? All 100 coins. Oh god. So I feel like a lot of the show was waiting for the story to start back up, and it never did. And even if there was, like, some tension going on and the character going, like, where is the protagonist of the book? What happened to her? And it's like, okay, man, I would like you to actually show me what happened to her rather than just, like, teasing it nonstop for, like, you know, 8 episodes or whatever the fuck. Like I feel like they had a plot that was about to start, and then they forgot to start the plot. And it's like, oh shit, we forgot to start the plot. And it's all stuff about just, you know, hanging out with your hot boyfriend. And it's like, hot but mysterious boyfriend, which, you know, hey, that's a thing people love, in fairness. And I get that on a certain level, like, okay, yeah, you know, there's a target audience for this, you know? It's maybe not me, but, like, just hanging out with hot mysterious fiancé, that has some appeal. Anyway, I think it's okay, overall. Its best stuff is up front, and it gets a little boring during the rest of it, but I'm not going for the 2 for it. Going with a 3. Hey, why don't I do the next card while we're getting eaten by fish? I want to talk about fucking Dead Mount Death Play. 5 out of 5 with a heart. God damn if Dead Mount Death Play. I fully expect this one to be one of my top 10 anime of the year, I'll say. I don't usually make proclamations like that, but god damn if Dead Mount Death Play isn't the coolest shit. It's sort of a reverse isekai, and I'll do like a tiny spoiler here for like the premise, because there's like a really good twist at the end of the first episode, but the first episode is spent, I'll just tell you at this point. I was vague with it earlier on when, you know, I started watching it like 12 weeks ago. Well, however fucking long it's been. But, let's go through the pipe. Yikes! So the premise of Dead Mount Death Play is that it starts off in like a fantasy world where like a explorer, a adventure. God, how is that not good enough? An adventurer of some kind is like going into a crypt to fight like a necromancer, a big like fucking bone like wraith skeleton monster, and there's like a big explosion, and before you know it, they've been cast into a parallel world, and which is specifically our world. So it's a reverse isekai, and they have to use their skills from the other world to like sort of secure a peaceful life. And the main like twist of that in the first episode anyway is that wait a minute, it's not the adventurer, it's the big skeleton monster that got into our world, and he's actually a really fucking like. He's actually surprisingly nice for being a big fucking skeleton monster that has weird skeleton magic. And like all sorts of undead related abilities. and it's just really cool and spooky. He makes friends with like the person who in the other world is an assassin who's out to kill the person he's reincarnated into. You know, like the person whose body he's taken over. So he makes friends with her, makes her undead, and it sort of goes from there, making like a bunch of sort of like pulling in more and more characters from like Japan's supernatural scene, which it turns out is like really bustling and full of weirdo, eccentric, fun characters. You know, you get like a bunch of, oh my god! I can't believe how close we were there. You get like a bunch of fucking weirdos and a bunch of fucking like fun-ass characters, and it's just like endlessly creative with all the different like magical figures that are showing up, right? Like, I think my favorite one of in Deadmau5 Deathplay is he says at one point like, oh hey, I can like, if a ghost is like sentient or whatever, like, you know, still like coherent, I can make them embody an object, and I put this ghost into a pen. And now we just got like a fucking ghost pen that is just running around writing out everything that they want to say. And it's just really fucking cool. You got like a fucking ghost pen now in the show. Okay, fuck. And the ghost pen is like, has a personality and is like likable and has like a weird sordid past, which is being teased out really well. And it's like just, the show's just full of stuff like that. Like, there's a magician who is not actually, he cannot actually do magic. He doesn't have real magic. And he says this whenever, like, you know, in his inner monologue and stuff. But he wants to know if magic is real. So what he's out for is to try to, like, fish out someone who, like, actually can do magic. And then, you know, go from there. And, that is what he is trying to do. He's like doing like magical crimes, even though, you know, like again, he's not like actually magic, but he knows enough stage magic to make it look really good. Apparently. God damn it! Really? Again? God damn it. I don't know how you did this on the highway, but god damn. Anyway, Deadmau5 Deathplay, it's just like endlessly fun, spooky in a fun way, you know, has sort of some nice spooky vibes, and just some really creative, like, world building and stuff. Like, there's the fucking X-Files are here, you know, like the supernatural police are out there trying to figure out, like, what's up with all this supernatural stuff, you know, all these supernatural figures running around Japan. They're trying to, like, track them down and see, like, are they actually supernatural, or are they, you know, just, like, people who use, like, very good tricks, you know? And everyone, you know, as far as, like, the police goes, they believe it's all tricks. But, our main character is definitely using magic, and honestly, I don't see how what some of the things some of the people are doing could be anything but magic. I think there's multiple people doing magic out there, which is really fucking good. It's definitely been a highlight of my Monday for the last 12 weeks, and would highly recommend. And also, turns out it's I don't know if it's technically a split core or what, but the next season of it is in like 3 months. So they're doing like just one season off and then another 12 episodes. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot more of it this year, like 12 more episodes, which is pretty fucking sick. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that, and with 12 more episodes to go and do, I feel like it's gonna easily be top 10, you know? Very, very easy to look at that and go like, oh yeah, there's some cool shit to come. Oh shit, I just realized something. My ring light is off. If I've been looking a little darker than normal, that's because my lighting has been not on. 1 second. There you go, camera. Okay. Anyway, that's Deadmau5 Deathplay. a contender for anime of the year for sure. But it's not the only one that I finished since the last stream where I talked about this stuff. I know I did a stream yesterday, but I was very focused in that stream on, like, you know, playing the Pikmin, so I didn't talk about any of this stuff. But I also finished Oshi no Ko, which we're talking about like candidates for anime of the year. Oshi no Ko is like kind of the front runner, in my opinion. 5 out of 5 with a heart. Definitely, I think so far the best thing on this year. Oshi no Ko is incredible. It's super fucking good. And the thing about it is that I want to be kind of as vague as possible as to avoid spoiling the basic premise, because that first episode is basically a movie unto itself, and it's just like a wonderfully good movie. You know, it's just like wonderfully well written, wonderfully fun and exciting, and has like a number of really incredible twists, right? Really incredible twists that like change up the premise of the show as you're watching, and you're going like, oh shit, I think I know what the show is about, and then holy shit, okay, there's what it really is, and then you just watch it more and it's like, holy fucking shit. And it just does some of the best stuff. It has amazing characters that are like super likable. A plot that is like thoroughly entertaining and also like incredibly moving as well. Like it is very emotional. It is very like really like gets you bought in and then really tugs at the heartstrings, and then it sets up an amazing premise for the rest of the show. I am still talking about that first episode. Again, basically a movie unto itself, and you know, if you put this against other anime movies, that first episode, I think it comes out strong. I think it comes out that it's kind of one of the best ones, you know? So it's incredible. It's fun. It sort of focuses on like the main characters like getting into the entertainment industry and, you know, dealing with some of its darker aspects, because it turns out that the industry itself is like, even for those who are really talented, really like capable, you know, full of potential, cute, fun to be around, bold, even for those, it takes a lot to be in the entertainment industry, it seems like, and also it can cost you a whole hell of a lot. And it's clear, like, even before the big moment in the first episode, even before the end of that, how like deadly and dangerous the world of entertainment can be, and how it affects your life and what you can and can't do. And seeing the characters like navigate it is it makes for perfect drama, right? It makes for perfect drama, the entertainment world. And when there's like a big moment where like, oh, you know, the main character is gunning up, is getting ready to like do some big bold move that like, you know, cuts through the Gordian knot of the entertainment industry and like triumphs over, you know, all the drama that has been set up. It's just so triumphant, so exciting, so like, you know, it's a show that gets you very invested in its phenomenal first act, which is just a phenomenal movie unto itself, and then it's just like so fun and good. And you know, there's cute characters, there's fun characters, there's good jokes, there's good humor, you know, in addition to being one of the best like dramas in so long. Oshi no Ko, that's the front runner for anime of the year. It's on High Dive, if anyone is curious. You know, most shows kind of on Crunchyroll, but I'll say High Dive consistently gets like a couple amazing things each season. And this season, I think they got 2 out of the 3 best shows in Oshi no Ko and Insomniacs After School, which is a show that hasn't finished yet. It's finishing on Monday, next Monday. So, you know, Crunchyroll got Deadmau5 Deathplay this season, which, hey, you know, that one's also like top 3 for me, but High Dive killing it as far as acquisitions and licensing is concerned. Timer is up. I have 5 tries now. Starting right here, right now. Let's do it. Let's do it in 1, ideally. I wonder if I can, like, lure them off to the side or something. If that would be a viable path, you know? Like, go all the way over here, and then just, like, keep going left and left and left and left. Okay, they're not despawned. They don't despawn or nothing, so... fun. Hello, the Ruben MC. Okay, looks like several of them despawned, but not all of them. Okay. At least it's not like a solid line anymore. But they are respawning now that we're like going in this direction, which is not good. I feel like we got a strategy now. Except for the fact that if we... Yikes. Oh, I think we might got it. No tries needed. Fucking yeah. Trying to get some feedback? Yeah, go ahead, add a level. Go ahead and add a level. For context, Ruben, if it looks like I just got it in 1 try because of the tries left, know that the tries left only comes after 15 minutes of trying, so that's, was just some hell of a, that was just, that was just, hell of a thing. Let's hit complete on that. I mean, actually, that code isn't a valid code, so whatever. We're marking the wrong code as completed, but who cares? Hit next. Let me get the tries left down because we don't need that. Alter for Walter. Go ahead. Let me go ahead and add Alter for Walter. Alter for Walter, you are up. And if Alter for Walter's not here, we'll do in sudden death. But you know, we'll see. Meanwhile, let me do another card and talk about it. I'm looking forward to finishing 4 more simulcast spring shows. Like I said, there's 4 of them that are left in the season. Mashley, Magic and Muscles, Hell's Paradise, Gundam Witch from Mercury Season 2, and Insomniacs After School. And goddamn if that's not a hell of a lineup. I think that Mashley, Hell's Paradise, and Insomniacs After School, they are all shoo-ins to get a heart. A heart, you know, being like a favorite status. And when I do the tier list on Monday, there'll be a tier list on Monday. That's right, that is who MASH is. Mashley is the show about he has no magic. And I think that show is just a shoo-in for being like an all-time favorite, being like a S tier. I'll say, you know, of those 4 that are left, my favorite is Insomniacs After School by a country mile because it's sort of like nice and cozy and like has some really nice romance for it. And it's also about people who, you know, some kids who have trouble like sleeping at night and like to stay up and hang out and be cool and chill with each other, which, you know, hey, I'm a night owl too. You know, I relate a little bit, especially to their cool senpai, you know, character who's like, you know, also a bit of a night owl, also, but like, you know, a few years older. She's like out of school and all, and she's just like a normal adult who gets to run around being, you know, up at night taking pictures of night stuff or whatever. It's very cool. It's almost there are parts of it that are kind of like laid back campy. Insomniacs After School. That one's gonna be high on my list. Mashley, I will say Mashley did finish today, but I didn't have a chance to like watch it yet since I only got off work like an hour before the stream, you know, and I gotta set up the stream and it's a whole process, you know. But Mashley is fantastic. I will say there are some weak parts to Mashley in that, like, whenever Mashley forgets that it's a comedy, and instead just tries to do like regular shonen ass shit. It's sort of mediocre shonen, honestly. But the main premise of Mashley is so good. Basically, it's all about this one joke character who is he is like basically he has no magic powers. He has no magic powers, but he's going to magic high school because because he has to, because everyone in this world is magic, basically. And it's kind of like, in parts, it's like the dumbest spoof of Harry Potter you've ever seen. Like, there's a part where there's a sorting skeleton, and Mashley, you know, he puts his hand on the skeleton, and the skeleton is like, well, I can sort anyone because I can read their minds. But then he touches Mashley, and he says, like, and he reads Mashley's thoughts, and Mash's, his name isn't Mashley, it's Mash Bernadette. Mash is just thinking, like, cream puffs, cream puffs, cream puffs, cream puffs. I love cream puffs. And to be clear, that's not unusual. He is always thinking about cream puffs. Like, that is the only thing on his mind most times, other than like, other than like knowing the scientific names of all the muscles in his body, because that's sort of the gimmick, is that he, you know, he is so fucking strong, he can do basically everything. You know, he can do like anything. There was a point where he had to fly, and he just like, you know, he just sort of like bicycle kicked his feet fast enough to like provide lift. And then he threw like a quaffle type fucking thing at like 1,000,000 billion miles per hour. There was a bit with like a there was a bit where like some like teacher was trying to like be a bully, right? Trying to do like a little bit of a Snape thing. And he just sort of pile drove him into the ground, and he said, look, you can expel me at any time, but know this, I can bury you at any time. They're just the coldest fucking shit. It's good. The main joke is so good, it kind of makes up for a bunch of side things. Have I seen the last episode? I have not. I have not yet. I'll see it after the stream. I just got off work like an hour before I started the stream. So, anyway, not seeing Alter for Walter, let's do this level. Nearly sudden death. Let's fucking go. Okay, I think I understand what this level is. What's the reset doors for, though? I don't understand quite what that is for. Oh, just if you, like, use the platforms and have to do it again. Okay, I think we got this. We understand. The indicators are clear. We just have to go through each room and go through the door. Easy on paper. Sounds easy. Oh, and by the way, I'll say during sudden death, checkpoints do refresh our tries. So if, you know, we get a checkpoint after this point, we would go back up to 2. And also, if Alter for Walter were to show up, that would also, you know, I'd set a timer, you know, do the normal business. I'm looking forward to seeing that last one. Speaking of that, yeah, that mixed the thing, so let me refresh the, whoopsie daisy. Gotta hit the right button on my Stream Deck. 2 lives at this point for sudden death. Okay. One more life here. Let's go. Gonna take a little drink before I go. So yeah, a lot of anime. Only a couple more left to finish. It's kind of bittersweet, the end of a season of anime, because, you know, like, all the stuff I've been watching over the last 12 weeks, or, you know, the last 3 months are ending and done. Except for Mixed Messai Story, which is kind of like my least favorite thing on, so I'm kind of bummed that it has 24 episodes in its season. I know that's a silly thing to be bummed about. I could just not watch it, but, I'm a season and a half into that. I'm not gonna stop now, just because it's a little boring. I need to finish it so I can give it 2 out of 5. Assuming it doesn't get better, in which case maybe it could go up to a 3 out of 5, potentially. I like to find out how bad and good things are. And I like give them numbers after finishing them. Hey, look at that. We got through. Fantastic. Ooh, that was a bit close. A bit close there. I just want more customization in Mario Maker 3. Ruben is asking, if Nintendo decided to release Mario Maker 3, would you buy it? Yes. Yes, I would buy it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't for a second stop and think like anything other than that. Yes, I would buy Mario Maker 3 in a heartbeat. And also, like, and to be clear, it's not just that. If Mario Maker 3 comes out, a lot of people are going to be interested in Mario Maker 3, and specifically watching streams of it, so I would be fucking out of my goddamn mind as a Mario Maker streamer, not buying Mario Maker 3. But to be clear, I would absolutely do it, even if I was not streaming, because, yeah, I would want to make levels on the game that was good. I'll say, though, I want them to at least wait until I'm done with the Super World before I finish, before they make out the next game, because I got 4 more levels left, and goddamn if I'm not working on them at the slowest possible pace. Again, here's the details about my Super World, which is 36 levels in, 4 levels to go. Yeah, it's fucking really nice. You should try it out. It's nearly done, and the levels are available, the ones that are out, so, you know, you can go play them. An advanced mode for experienced builders, like adding like all sorts of weird tweaks. Yeah, something like that would be cool, I guess. I think like more options would be really good. I'm not sure like how far they should go as far as like, you know, you could envision a world where like, oh, make up custom behavior for an enemy, like, oh, this enemy just jumps, just straight up jumps, just repeatedly. You know, you could imagine a world where you could make like any sort of vanilla enemy where it's like, okay, it only takes 1 hit and you can jump on it normal, but it has like weird movement patterns, like where it runs after you, but only when your back is turned or something. You know, you could make up some really weird enemies if you had like the full tools to do so, and I think that would be cool, to be clear. You know, that would like, if anyone out there is like thinking like, oh, you know, if I wanted to do something like that, I'd have to make a whole game on my own. You know, I'd have to make a mod for Super Mario World at the very least. You know, that would be great if they just allowed that. But honestly, I'm not holding my breath for that level of deep customization. I just want more options. I just want to use like different. I just want to be able to like set musics for like a specific overworld and subworld without using like goofy like, you know, sound effects, you know, without having to like work out the logic of like, okay, this sound effect will play so long as this thing is on screen. Like, that's a bunch of nonsense. I don't want all that. I just want to make it so that, you know, if you're on the screen, this music plays. Maybe after you kill this guy, it stops playing. Like, stop playing this music when this guy dies. Okay, simple, easy. That works for boss fights. That's all you need, really. The ability to use, like, water and upside down and all the other effects on, like, whatever type of level you want, theming-wise, I think that would also be cool. Adding color palettes, that'd be really sick. That'd be really nice. I'll say not customizable ones. I think, like, if you just had, like, presets, I think that'd be lovely. You want more than one subworld? That'll never happen? I could see that happening. Like, actually, that's a relatively simple one. Just give the players more play space to work with and more options for, like, how to configure it. Like, if you want, like, a vertical subworld and a vertical overworld, I think you should be able to do that. I also think if you want, like, a rectangular one, you know, like, oh, what if it was just, like, a big box? That would be especially good for, like, underwater stages. You know, a lot of, like, DKC underwater stages are, like, rectangular or, like, square-shaped, basically. I say rectangular. I guess all stages are rectangles. Like a square-shaped level, where it's, like, evenly, like, tall and wide, and you're sort of routed around it in sort of a maze-like fashion. That'd be ideal for underwater, especially. And even, like, there are some vertical levels in DKC games that are more, like, square-ish than, like, purely vertical or purely horizontal. all those sorts of options, I think they could hang their hat on for Mario Maker 3. Maybe also adding more cameo stuff, like the Link stuff. For like Donkey Kong in particular, I would really like barrel cannons. That's all I want. I want barrel cannons. I want a good variety of them too. Like put in some tracker barrels, put in like a the ones where you can control them, either the tilt or like steer them around. Put in like just a bunch of fucking cool ass barrels, and I bet I could make a lot of good stuff out of that. Oh my god, it's very possible if they put like barrel cannons in the game. I sort of hew very closely to like the DKC side of things. That's sort of my favorite platformer series. So if barrel cannons were in the game, like you might see like just all my levels suddenly have barrel cannons in them at some point to like blast you from point A to point B at least, or do something else snazzy. Definitely would be a lot of levels with like a barrel cannon maze type deal. Oh my god, I would do a lot of stuff like that. Oh my god. That's my biggest wish for Mario Maker 3. Barrel cannons. And also all the good quality customization stuff that I've already mentioned. But seriously though, barrel cannons, I don't want a costume, I want barrel cannons from DKC 3. Or DKC, the DKC games, not 3 specifically. That was a nice tangent. I'm gonna hit complete and hit next. Hope y'all enjoyed that nice tangent. Koofy, go ahead and confirm. Let me at Koofy real fast. Koofy, let's play. You are up. Oh, hey, emoji. What is that emote? It's one of Koofy's own. It's a dragon. It's saying hi, I guess. It's a little hard to read on my my monitor, my preview monitor, but that's very nice. All right, I'm gonna start entering that in. Meanwhile, let me pull up another card and talk about what's on it. This is another anime I finished. This one, a rewatch. I've been rewatching Konosuba after finishing the spin-off of Konosuba like a week ago, and I finished season 1 and the season 1 OVA and moved into season 2. Been watching those at a fast rate. There's kind of a bunch of them, and they're pretty fucking good. As a show, Konosuba is a lot more like lewd and like offensive. It's like a lot more crude than like the spin-off was, even after it like becomes sort of a retread, the spin-off I've found. But it's fun. It's good. It's if you don't mind a little bit of like the characters being horrible people and some very like scumbag behavior, then Konosuba is just a ton of fun and just like super fucking funny. It goes fucking hard. And I feel like the OVA in season 1 is the best example of that because that OVA I thought was just, OVAs are kind of weird to judge on their own just because like, okay, it's like an episode of the show. Is it a good episode? Okay, but how do you really compare like a good episode of the show to like a show that is like okay in general? And that OVA, I thought it was fantastic. It went harder than a normal episode of the show. Basically, the premise of the OVA was, and that's why you can see that I put the heart thing on the OVA, but not on the season itself. The OVA kind of like has like a very fun premise, which is they go to a magic shop and like the main character, he picks up a choker that he reads, and it says like, oh, this choker, it grants wishes. This is a wish-granting choker. By the way, Koofy, any preference as to what we play? Go ahead, say so. It's a wish-granting choker, and he says, you can pick, cool. And he says like, oh, this is cool. Grant your wishes. Okay, he puts it on, and they say like, no, what are you doing? That's a choker that, it chokes you until you get your wish granted. It sort of just gets a little tighter every day until you get your wish granted. And he's like, what the fuck? You have to grant your own wish? And they say like, oh yeah, it's like a dieting thing. And they say like, okay, what was your wish? And he's like, I didn't really make a specific wish, so how about I just, the rest of the episode, the OVA is just like, every depraved wish that Kazuma can think of, You know, where it's like, okay, you two, you do strip, rock, paper, scissors, go. You two, like, do some really degrading stuff for me. Just like, yeah. Just the most depraved thing I can think of, basically, is what Kazuma has them do. And it's pretty amazing how hard it goes. And also, there's like one really good bit where like the high priestess goddess character that he's with is just like constantly like, oh, what horrible fate do you have in store for me? And he's just like, go get me a sandwich from the sandwich place that we like. And he's still like, God damn it, do something sexual to me. And he's like, no, I don't wanna. Nope, can't, don't, no, don't feel it, nope. It's just kind of funny to see like, a little bit like the reverse situation for her where she kind of wants it because she doesn't want to like deal with like, oh yeah, I just not attracted, sorry. Even though I'm a scummy fucking piece of shit. Like, nope, can't do it. Doesn't fly, you know. Ridiculous episode, kind of strong. Leans into the fact that he is a total scumbag and has a lot of fun with that. Hell of an OVA, was really impressed and really enjoyed watching the show. I'll say though, I watched an episode of it last night as like a last thing of the night sort of deal, and it turned out to end on a cliffhanger that I couldn't resist like going on straight to the next episode because yeah, it's fucking some really good. That's why I usually like to do for my last thing of the night something like a slice of life type thing because there's no chance of any like hello Joe, I don't know, rogues, I'll say rogues. No chance of any like cliffhangers in a slice of life that makes you want to just watch another episode right then and there. Let's do Poison Escape. That looks good. 15 minutes. So yeah, really enjoying rewatching that. Nearly most of the way through. I'm like half of the way through. We have 100 seconds, by the way. Half of the way through season 2. It's a great show. Really enjoying rewatching it. I do think generally. It is, like, amazing how hard Konosuba leaned. The thing that I would compare Konosuba for like, context and, like, to give you all an idea of, like, what to expect is that, like, it's sort of, like, almost Sunny levels of, like, the characters are terrible and that's the joke. You know, where, like, oh, there's a whole thing where, like, Konosuba, or, like, Kazuma, he gets the power to steal and it just steals a random object. But he has really good luck. So, invariably, whenever he tries to steal something from, how do you do this? What the fuck? Oh, jump on the guys, not kill them. Okay, shit. That's a contest level. Made it to rank 9 out of 39. Nice. Work your way up contest. Oh, that's... I mean, I could tell that's what we're doing, but didn't know it was a contest winner. That's lovely. So he can steal a random object, right? But he has really good luck, so he invariably steals ladies' panties whenever he cast steals, and he fucking loves it. He showboats. He is a complete piece of shit, and like the worst piece of shit you can imagine. And the show is aware, so it's not like I don't think it's not like a Mineta type thing where everyone. Well, I guess Mineta also has, like, some amount of, like, oh, everyone thinks you're kind of scum, but we love you, man. You know, like, no, everyone calls him a piece of shit, and he is one. You know, there's no hedging, like, no, man, you run around with girls' panties and, like, swing them around your head. You are a fucking nightmare piece of shit, dude. Everyone hates you, except when they're really drunk, at which point they're cool with it, or, you know... Insofar as they are terrible, they are cool with it, you know? Alright, I need to spin. It was run by a bunch of streamers as judges. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, that's enough talk about Konosuba. Hell of a show. Again, comparison to Always Sunny there. You gotta be ready for some really over-the-top, like, blatantly offensive humor. Where, like, you can be okay with it just because you know, like, oh yeah, these characters are terrible. Anything they do can be, like, written off as, like, yeah, that's the joke. They're horrible human beings, you know? But so long as you're okay with that and you can, like, stomach some really, like, scummy behavior, it's a good time, and it's very outrageously funny. That's the word I would use. Outrageously funny. Like Always Sunny. I feel like if we lose this hat, we're gonna run into a ceiling. Oh, we could just go get one over there. Fuck. These are some very clever setups you got here, I'll say. On the topic of one other anime that I finished since the last stream. Since the last time I talked about animes I finished, actually, I guess. I finished it, like, Wednesday night, so it was before the Thursday stream, but I didn't talk about it on the Thursday stream because focused on Pikmin. Anyway! I finished watching Kakushigoto, which is a sort of a gag anime about a manga artist who wants to hide from his adorable daughter that he writes a, like, really immature manga. Basically, he writes the equivalent of, like, a Mad magazine, basically, where it's like, you know, slapstick humor, bunch of, like, dick and, like, butt jokes for kids, basically, you know, stuff that, like, immature children would enjoy, with dirty jokes and shit, and he wants to hide it from his daughter because he'd be really embarrassed, and basically it's just a really fun little gag anime about all the ridiculous lengths that he goes to, and, to, like, avoid her finding out. And it's fun and absurd, and also has kind of a weird framing device insofar as, there's a huge part of the anime that's set, like, years and years into the future, where, like, when she is an adult, she eventually does find out, and it's kind of weirdly poignant, the future parts. You know, for a gag anime, it is weirdly, like, emotional? Weirdly, like, saccharine, you know? These parts in the future where she's like, oh, I guess my dad drew manga. But it works, it's heartwarming, it's a heartwarming part and makes for a really nice conclusion, and also, you know, just showing the future and sort of assuring the viewer that, like, yeah, it was cool, whatever, don't worry about it. You know, sort of helps to deal with the fact that he's lying to his daughter, like, or, like, not telling his daughter what his job is. No one cares, you know? That's sort of the key here. It's fine. You know, she eventually finds out, and she's just like, huh, oh, that's what it is, huh? Huh. And, you know, it's no big deal. Which is, like, really effective to helping you, like, you know, not worry so much about not worry so much about him lying, because it's no big deal. It's fine. It's whatever. You know? Oh, I should have gotten the 50 coin there. Whatever. I think both of the sides of the anime work. The gag side is goofy fun, lighthearted and good, and the, like, future stuff is really sweet and, you know, ultimately heartwarming. It rides the line really well between wholesome and crass, which is impressive, I think. You know, really, like, what's the word? Dillies? I don't know. Really does a thing. Thank you for the level, Koofy. That was quite nice. Let me go ahead and hit complete. Oh, that was a maker code, so that doesn't make a difference. Moyako. Moyako just said GG. Moyako is here. Perfect. Let's talk about the next card while I put in this code. Looking forward to the new simulcast season, which is, of course, summer, for those who don't know what season it is. Or for those watching the VODs, like, years later, I guess. Potentially, you don't know that this is a June stream. In fact, it is the last day of June right now. But it starts tomorrow with 5 shows that are airing tomorrow, and then like 2 or 3 for the next couple of days, like Sunday, Monday, etc. And looking forward to, you know, trying out all those shows and seeing what's good or not. I love at the start of the season, like, watching at least part of each episode of every new show, just so long enough to see, like, oh, is it good? If it's good, I keep watching. Is it great? Go down, please. What do you mean, Moyako? Go down, please. Oh, that's the name of the level. Must be the name of the level. Go down, please. Or am I being loud? Is that what you mean by go down, please? Specify what you mean. But, flight challenges. Yeah, I played all of them at least once. Which one do you want me to do tonight? And I've beaten several of them, but I haven't beaten flight challenges nor clown car passenger. Yeah, and Yoshi's Journey. I haven't beaten Yoshi's Journey. I think this one wasn't that hard, but it was during the lightning round, I think. Do this one. Q9C. Which one is that one? Q9C. A level dedicated to you. Oh, okay. I'll do that then. Yeah, okay. Not made by you. Okay, so it's different. Perfect. Okay, I'll do that. Anyway, looking forward to diving in on all that. I'm glad it's the weekend time and not Monday. I'm glad for that as well, though I have the next 2 weeks off, which is pretty sick. So, you know, I'll tell you what, on Monday's stream, expect not only a tier list for this last season, but like 10 opinions on like various anime, you know, that have come out in the next couple of days. You know, some of them hopefully are good. Some of them I'm gonna watch like 2 minutes of probably and go like, oh, this is garbage. Haha, nope, haha. And then, you know, I have played. Let's enter the profile. Yes, okay, perfect. Oh, this one's also Moyako. This one's also dedicated to Moyako, so let's go ahead and do that one then. How about that? Perfect, yes, I agree. I'm looking forward to that. Expect on Monday's stream a lot of opinions about all those new shows. There we go, 15-minute timer sets. This is fun. Look at this. A bunch of stuff with spiky shells, avoiding them, all that. Clever-ass design right here. Pretty impressed. I see what you do here. Kills all the shells. That's fucking really clever. This is some really fucking clever design right here. Jump up here. Ooh. Clears the way for you. Well, how about that? Key door. Anyway. Lots of stuff in the next couple of weeks, honestly. I'm kind of happy to know, like, I say to know. I'm kind of happy that I have just some time off now because, yeah, I can watch all those new episodes and then also, you know, have plenty of time you know, do a stream, do other things. That's nice, you know? It almost makes me think, like, God, why don't I ever just, like, take time off around the start of an anime season? Like, that is the perfect... That is, like, a time where you really do need, sometimes, a little more time to, like, do a little bit of fuck everything. But also, that's a silly thought, because there's much better times to take time off, like, you know, holidays, November, December. And also, I somehow do manage it, like, most of the year, even without any time off, so, you know, it's fun. Usually, it's just, like, 2 or 3 new shows a day, if there are new shows in a day, which, you know, sometimes I watch 2 or 3 shows a day during the regular season, you know, just if I end up sticking with that many, so it's not that much an ass to, like, watch some of each thing. But I'm happy it's gonna be really convenient for me just to have time off during this period just by complete circumstance. Just because, you know, it's the 4th of July and I happen to be taking time off for other reasons, you know? This level is dope. I really like all the variation of ideas that they put together here with, you know, just based around this one enemy and their shells and, you know, everything else you can think of. Ho ho ho! That's clever right there. I died, so why don't I do another card, because, you know, we'll do another card and talk about what's on it. I think that's pretty much all the anime talk, by the way, so if you're not an anime person, can't relate, good news. We're through the anime block, I think. Shout out to Squizpillion and the Twitch account for PGOT Family Podcast. I've mentioned before that that a podcast I really like is Yari Yari Boys and other post Game of Thrones family of podcasts like Chance Ball and all that. Really good podcast that I enjoy a lot. I do their Patreon as well. I give them $5 a month, and you know, I get my name is read out at the end of every episode, which is pretty cool. And recently they did like a Twitch stream of like some sort of something. They don't do that often, but you know, they did in this case, and they streamed using that account. And I guess this is the first time they've streamed since I became like a streamer myself. So I you know, now I know like what their account is, and I want to now give them a shout out. I started following this week because I didn't know that his Twitch account was that, and that he uses that account for like occasionally some sort of weird like Patreon related stream. Like it was some sort of like basketball game or something that they were playing. I don't know. I didn't catch the stream this week. I didn't catch the stream, sadly. I forgot, but still want to give them a shout out. Again, one of my favorite podcasts. I love Yori Yori Boys. I love post Game of Thrones. It was very relevant around the time when the House of the Dragon was coming out. It was fantastic listening to them and realized like, oh, despite being like some of the first to really turn on Game of Thrones, as they rewatched it right before, you know, it really got bad, like a year or so before it got really bad, you know. For them to watch House of the Dragon and realize like, oh shit, this is good. We like this. Holy crap. Plot twist. It's fucking good. That's not... Plot twist is below their standards of humor. But, you know, it sort of was a nice, fun swerve on those recent pods. But, like, yeah, I really highly recommend their podcast. Chance Ball is an anime podcast where they watch various sports anime and, you know, do recaps of it, you know, talk about it and shit. And, I'll say of PGOT and the community and all that, I have never seen a community more willing. Hey, Ray, first level after a year of not having played, that's fantastic. I've never seen a community and a podcast more willing to talk about poop stuff than PGOTs. They talk about their poopy buttholes and their, you know, digestive system problems, you know, quite freely, which is, I think, really, really fucking cool. Hello, Hasuna Hat. We should all be so bold to talk about when we have, you know, the bad poops, you know, as the PGOT boys, as that lot. And, like, I'll tell you, you search their PGOT for poopers, for, like, poop, you'll find people talking about, you know, the IBS and all that. You know, I guess also, that's also a thing that the McElroys were famous for, also talking about their IBS-related issues. So it's, you know, not, like, super unique or nothing, but it's very funny when they talk about it and use it as the butt of jokes, haha. Butt of jokes, pun. It's good. It's a good shtick. Speaking of podcasts, I have a couple of topics here, like, related to podcasts, because I sort of, like, run out of my queue. I caught up on all the podcasts I have in my backlog, and now I kind of don't have enough podcasts every week to, like, always be listening to podcasts, so decided to listen to a couple I haven't listened to in ages, and one of them is Accidental Tech Podcast, which is a really nice tech podcast that I used to listen to all the time. Sort of fell off because it turns out that, thank you for the follow, Ray DM. It turns out that, look, tech stuff is really interesting, but, and when I'm buying a new iPhone, I really love to know, like, oh, what is everyone saying about the new iPhone? But, like, when I'm not buying a new iPhone, I, don't really care that much about like, you know, about, like, tech stuff. And also, I'm not really big into, like, the Apple stuff either, so that's so many Pikmin. Amazon. I'm not really into, like, Macintosh type things, so, you know, all that stuff is just, like, nothing to me. But I really enjoy the boys, and I really enjoy, like, hearing them talk, and I think that, in particular, like, John Siracusa is just, like, a really smart guy, and I really appreciate how fast he talks. And whenever he says stuff, it's always often pretty insightful and, like, well said. And, as far as, like, podcasters who just have really good way of, like, just, you know, laying out their thoughts in a fast, efficient manner, John Siracusa is just one of my favorites. It's just a shame that he's not on any podcasts I listen to, like, on the regular, you know. And also, I'll say, like, Marco Arment, he's kind of known for making the app Overcast. You know, if you use that iPhone app to listen to podcasts, he's the one who makes it. And Accidental Tech Podcast is his podcast, so that's another thing that's neat about that. I'll say, like, I have no plans to, like, listen to that much more of it, you know. Basically, I'm only interested in, like, topics that I'm interested in, right? I don't really need, like, a bunch of stuff about, like, oh, here's stuff about the APIs on iPhones, stuff about how they've changed the APIs, you know? I'm not an iPhone developer, so that doesn't really, I don't, you know, I am a software developer, but I don't work on iPhones. I make a web app, you know, as part of a bigger company that makes, like, you know, my company makes a web app, I guess. I work on parts of that. You know, I don't necessarily need to know anything about APIs, you know? At least of Apple products. But still, like, I enjoy hearing them talk, and I recently pulled up one of the recent episodes about, like, Apple Vision, that ridiculous, like, that ridiculous, like, VR thing that they got, that Apple announced, like, a couple weeks ago, which, I'll say, this is sort of segues into the next topic. Last talk about accidental tech. I enjoy like listening to a segment of them on occasion. Probably will never listen to like the whole episode or anything, but still, it's good shit. Next topic is related to that. Crap, they're out of order. My cards are out of order. There should have been one that said, this is the one that I thought was next. Are there actual people interested in Apple Vision? To remind y'all what that looks like, Apple Vision is this shit. Where they have like a whole ski goggles on, and there's like video of their face, like that makes it look like the face is actually there, but it's like solid plastic, and it's like $3,000. I don't think people are interested in that. You know, it's not good for anything other than like, oh yeah, you can make like a fake monitor. You can make like 3 fake monitors appear in your room, but here's the thing though. You could just buy like 3 monitors, 3 actual honest-to-God monitors for like $3,000. You could probably buy more than that many monitors, actually. I don't see a use case for this. I don't think people are ever gonna buy it, and like... The only people who seem to be interested, and apparently... I was kind of surprised listening to the actual tech podcast because they came off as very glowing. Like, oh, everyone who tried this said it was really good. Which, like, fucking shocked the fuck out of me. Like, oh, fuck, I thought this was just a joke. I thought we were just gonna make a fun joke of this. I thought we were just gonna, like, laugh, haha. Isn't this funny? I'm pretty sure me, you, all, everyone are more of the thought process of just like, no, yeah, no, you're right. This is just funny, haha. You know, there's nothing genuine. No one's gonna actually buy this, except for maybe, like, specifically, like, people who have tech podcasts and otherwise are going to Apple events and, like, you know, seeing the products firsthand. If you're that deep where you're going to an Apple convention, maybe you get this. But everyone else is just gonna look at this and go like, yeah, nah. When it's like $100, maybe. It has to be, here's the thing. It has, if the idea is that it's just good to making like fake monitors appear, and, you know, not so much for games because they didn't, and it's not like a gaming headset. It sounds like that's not really their demographic. It's just like for watching videos and like recording videos. It has to be cheaper than a monitor. It has to be cheaper than 2 monitors. It has to be cheaper than 5 monitors. And even that feels like it has to be cheaper than that even. Honestly, like 5 monitors, that's too many monitors. That's still too expensive for what this is, but... Also, I think VR is a failure for a very simple reason. People don't give a fuck that much, and they don't really want to do setup to, like, you know, enjoy media. I feel like sometimes just turning on, like, my Xbox is too much work to, you know, enjoy an Xbox game. And they're telling me they want me to, like, get a whole fucking headset with a battery that you have to charge separately, and it lasts for 2 hours. No, it's too much work. That's too much setup. It needs to be, like, seamless, you know? All the devices that we... What the hell? I don't know why I stopped being able to do this jump here. But I stopped being able to do that jump. 5 last tries, let's go. Also, we are like an hour and a half in. Let's say after the next level, we'll go to the lightning round. Sound good? That was not even the... We got past the jump I was struggling with, but then the jump after that. Whew. Rube is okay with that. Everyone, look, we're gonna go to the lightning round eventually in every Mario Maker viewer level stream. The only question is when, and my rule of thumb is like, whenever I look over at the time and realize it's been like an hour since I started. You know, or an hour and a half or so. You know what, we'll say 7:45. That's what I sometimes say, 7:45. So 15 minutes. Let's do that then. Just let me know this feedback. Sure, sure. You will get that. You will see what I think. You know, think I usually do manage to slip in a thought or two as I go. You just finished clear checking a level? Well, that is some good timing. I'll say on one other topic, the Incomparable podcast. Sort of a book club podcast that I've listened to in the past, but haven't listened to in like a year or two. Listened to like one episode of that because I was... Oh, I see what we have to do. We have to jump on top of the... I finally see what we have to do there. By the way, these tries, they refresh if you get a checkpoint. Nice, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So it's a book club podcast about like movies and TV and stuff, and I quite enjoy it, except for the fact that, you know, honestly, the problem with Incomparable is pretty simple. That not every episode really appeals to me. So, you know, if it's something I haven't watched, like a movie that I don't care about, I don't tend to watch those episodes or listening to them, you know. They're like 3-hour, 2-hour podcasts where they're talking about like a certain subject. And I sort of have to pick and choose like the ones I'm actually interested in. And, you know, actually interested in. Well, goddamn, that one jump really started to stymie us in towards the end there. Thank you for the level, Moyako. Look forward to giving another shot at that, I'm sure, sometime in the future. I mean, I know that you have levels yourself that I have played and not finished, but I feel like this one's doable. It's just hard is all. That's on the side of doable. Anyway, for let me pull up the next level. Next level is by Barnstormer. Barnstormer, go ahead and confirm. So, with Incomparable, there you go, Barnstormer. Very good. For Incomparable, I downloaded a couple of episodes that look good. I think and listened to one of them. I listened to their, podcast about, Goodfellas. And, you know, it was very nice to hear, like, a very deep dive into what makes Goodfellas work. Honestly, very insightful. I mentioned when I'm talking about ATP, Accidental Tech, about John Siracusa. John Siracusa is often on Incomparable, and it's hear him like break down what makes a movie good is always pretty nice and pretty like, oh, you know, makes you feel like, oh, that's true, I like it too. You know, that's sort of the thought you get when you hear people talking about you know, Goodfellas in that way. A lot of talk about how, like, oh yeah, it has so much soundtrack in that movie. And, like, you know, it basically doesn't have anything that's not soundtrack. I feel like we're fucked. Yeah. This is a song. This is a music level right here. What is this a remix of? It sounds like 1-1, but it's like a remix thereof. Star Tropics. Oh, it's not... It's not Mario at all. It just kind of sounds like Mario. A little bit. Not even that much, I guess. Star Tropics needs a remake? I've never played it. Is it on NES Online? Or SNES Online? I'm not sure which console Star Tropics was on. It is on whichever one it is. I mean, I could check it out at some point. I don't know. There's a lot of SNES, NES, etc. games on those services that I've just never played. Maybe one of the streams we could do in the coming week, you know, my holiday week where I have it off, you know, would be, maybe what would be cool would be like a like, old games that I never played stream, which would be like a rarity for me. I barely ever play old games that I never played before. Most of the playthroughs I've done, you know, have been games I've beaten before and I know that I love already, you know? I feel like with older games, it's harder to go back to like things that are dated that you never played back in the day. You know? Like you feel their age more acutely than the stuff that you have like nostalgia for. At least that's how I am. I don't know if y'all play those old games and you're like, for the first time, it's like, oh shit. You know, this still like gets me, you know? That's true. Yeah. That's a fun idea for like a stream for like soonish. Maybe that can be like the 4th of July stream. I don't know, that's sort of a silly idea. SNES and N6 and old N64, etc. online games that never played before. That doesn't sound like a very American thing. I guess like the most American game would be like BioShock Infinite. You know, that's like the most American game as far as like having America as like a theme. Or like, I guess Call of Duty games. I don't play those. So I wouldn't know. That's an idea. Anyway, going back to the Goodfellas thoughts, the Incomparable podcast. I don't know there's that many more of their podcasts from recent times that I want to listen to. Though I do want to listen to their episode about their final episodes about the Buffy series. They did like, over the last 7 years, they've done like episodes about like season 1, season 2, etc. And they finally finished that off, apparently, like relatively recently. So I figured I'd re-listen to all the ones from the past. Well, part of that is that I don't know if I listened to the one for part 6 or whatever. You know, I don't know the last one I listened to. And also, I think it would be fun to revisit all those. All the island names end in cola. It's like an American parody. Okay, so it's like Earthbound, is what you're saying. What is it? Star Tropics. I feel like the name evokes like a Galaga type game, you know, like a space flying around in space and shooting stuff. Is it like an RPG or something? If we're talking like Mario RPG being a comparable game. Hey, we did it. No, we didn't. Fuck. Kind of like a Zelda and an RPG. Huh. I had no idea of what that... Okay, you know what? Pencil that in. I'll check that out. Okay. We'll do some sort of stream. Maybe that'll be next Thursday's stream. Or like maybe the week after, I'm not sure. I want to do like some randomizer stuff sometime. You know, just do some Paper Mario or some shit. I love Paper Mario Randomizer. I've also never done, on stream, I've never done Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer, but I kind of like that randomizer. The only thing is, I'm not sure, like, how well it's going to perform on my machine, and, well, it was kind of like framey on my machine just in general, and, just add OBS and TITS on that, on top of that, and it might be a problem. That said, I did update my graphics card since the last time I tried that, and, well, I think it was my graphics card drivers were bad for the last couple of months, so maybe the performance was just down to the graphics drivers being screwy, and, maybe we can play it. It's a GameCube game, after all. How graphically intense can it be? You know, compared to, like, what my computer can handle. Then again, emulation is harder than, you know, doing it, just doing it, however. It's got some pick-a-path stuff in it. Well, you know, we have rewind, you know? We can rewind these games. Cool, we've gotten to a new segment. Lovely. I kind of like the sound of Star Tropics as a 4th of July thing. If that fits, that fits. I don't know what else I would slot in there, though. I need to think about that. By the next stream, I'll have... By Monday's stream, which again is going to be Wind Waker first... not first, jeez. There's going to be a full replay of Wind Waker HD, game that I love. That'll be starting on Monday. But by then, I should have an idea what I'm doing on Tuesday, because, you know, it'll be the next day by then. And basically, after that stream, I basically won't have any time to do much else besides, like, prepare the stream and, you know, sleep, I guess. I mean, it'll be like starting at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, so, you know, I'll surely have a plan before that. I mean, if all else fails, I can just do Paper Mario Randomizer or something. That is always good. DK64 Randomizer did also have an update. I kind of want to check that out at some point. I have ideas. You know what? I don't think I finished my thought about Goodfellas. Heard a lot of very cool things about Goodfellas, about how, like, oh, you know, some stuff I hadn't thought about, like, oh yeah, it has no score, but the soundtrack really just underpins, like, everything in the movie, right? Like, everything is underpinned by that lovely, wonderful soundtrack in Goodfellas, and it's just a fucking good movie. I want to rewatch Goodfellas, actually, after listening to that podcast on it. Like, I'll say it's like one of my favorite all-time movies, and I feel more reassured about its position, you know, on like that list. Now that I listened to a podcast extolling its virtues and talking about how fucking brilliant it is in every way, you know. I feel like I haven't really appreciated it enough. I just sort of enjoy how every scene is great, and it's like beautifully narrated, and it's like got so many fun scenes in it and good twists, and like, you know, you got the shit where they're just like talking about regular ass stuff as they got a body in the trunk. You know, I all my life I always wanted to be a gangster. It is just so well written, so well directed, and I want to rewatch that. I'll tell you this: if Goodfellas was on Amazon Prime, which sadly it's not, it's on Max, the one to watch for HBO. If it was on Amazon Prime, would have done a watch party as part of the July 4th stream. Let's just slide that in there, because like, oh yeah, it's just fantastic. Just a phenomenal movie. Maybe we can do some other watch party. That sounds like a not bad idea for July 4th. There is also the follower goal that we are approaching, you know, completion on. We are at like, what are we at currently? Hang on, I can't look. I'm farther than I ever have been, and I feel like if I look away now, I'm gonna die. There we go, I died. What was my question? We're at followers. We're at 487 according to the thing I'm looking at right now. So yeah, just 13 away from 500, and when we get to 500, there's gonna be a whole special stream, you know, to commemorate that, you know, 500 follower stream on Twitch. For Twitch followers. Not anything YouTube related if you're watching the pod, but don't worry about that. And my plan is for that is to do like BizHawk Shuffler, where basically I'll be switching games every switching between 7 games every minute or two. So you know, we'll be going back and forth between between 7 rare games: Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, and It's Mr. Pants. That'll be the Rare Roulette, and that'll be the 500 follower special, and that's coming up too. Who knows? In the next 2 weeks, we could get that, and you know, have that stream sometime in the next 2 weeks. You know, while I'm off on vacation, that'd actually be a really good time to do some all-day streams, you know? I want to watch Goodfellas again, and I probably will in the next few days. You know, assuming I'm not too busy with, like, other shit. But, you know, hey, I'm on vacation. I'm sure I can find time to rewatch a movie. Especially one that's, like, one of my, you know, all-time favorites. Let's do another card. Been listening to The Hunger Games in sync with the Shriekcast. Finished Act 2. Yeah, so the Shriekcast, last podcast that we're going to talk about tonight. Podcast that I, you know, am a patron of. I give them money every month. And I really love their podcast. It's a really good, like read podcast, and they've been reading through Hunger Games, which I've started, like, rereading with them, though they haven't read it, so I know what's gonna happen and they don't. But, that's just a lovely book, you know. It sort of started the trend for like, you know, Battle Royale type things, other than, you know, I guess also Battle Royale did that, but, you know, it kind of popularized it in the West, and goddamn if it's not a good book. Act 2 ends with all the Rue stuff, which, oh my god, all that stuff is still beautiful, you know, just so good. Everything that happens with the end of the Rue arc is phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of this book, and I hope that they go on to read. I've been staying with them, you know, reading it bit by bit. I hope they go on to read the other 2 books. I'll say that the 3rd book isn't quite as good as... I think the 3rd book is a little bit awkward of a read compared to the other 2, but the 2nd book is fantastic, and I really enjoyed that one as well back in the day, and honestly, it's getting me in the mood to, like, check out that 4th book that they put out that's sort of a weird prequel. I don't know how exactly they make that worth reading, but, man, it's probably just a really good survival game, you know? Probably just a really good Hunger game that they turn into a whole book. Probably what it is, right? Maybe that's not what it is. I don't know what it is. Damn it. The vine got me. Died on the vine. Sopranos, they say that a couple times. It died on the vine. Does no one know what the fuck I'm talking about? We hear you, Tone. Just things are tough out there. That's... I don't know if that impression was any good at all. Tony Soprano, very good character. Again, that was the last try before we go into last tries. Oh, I need to put the timer down before I pull up last tries because they overlap. If they end up saying that they're not going on to fuck. ADM with the nice emote use. Very nice. If they end up saying that they're not going on to book 2 and 3 like immediately, I'll probably reread them on my own and then probably also read the new one, which my appetite is whetted for right now. Maybe I won't feel that way after I read like book 3, but we'll see. The problem with book 3 is it doesn't have a Hunger Game in it. I feel like Hunger Games needs a Hunger Game. Even though, like, abolishing, you know, moving beyond the other Hunger Games is sort of like a, you know, a thing that had to happen for the plot, but it needed the main thing that the story is about. And the main appeal of the book needs to be there. And it just ends up kind of weird without having it as a thing to base it around. thought I wasn't gonna go down for a second. What the hell? I hit myself with my own shell. Okay. 3 more tries left. You hate that that can happen? Yeah. Feels like rotten luck. But, as, you know, it's not that important. Just, you know... Just have, like, a little better timing next time and you'll be fine. You know, there's plenty of times when it's perfectly safe to throw a shell. Oh, crap. Okay. I thought I needed the spring, but I need something else instead. 2 more tries left. We're getting pretty far in this level, I think. And again, I'll say, a checkpoint would refresh our lives. So, we get a checkpoint. We're, you know, I think we can do it. No. I mean, I'd like to think we can do it. I guess if it's a sequence as hard as this, we might have trouble. But, we'll see. I guess, actually, with the way this level is set up, you know, it's an auto-scroller and all. With it being an auto-scroller and all, there's probably not screen real estate left over for a 3rd segment. You already hit the CP, okay. So there's just 1 CP then. Cool. Last try. Time to clutch it out. Nope. No clutch there. But it was damn close, I think. Let me drop the like and exit course. Thank you for the level. And I'll say, for anyone who's curious about cases where a level, you know, for cases where we can't finish a level for one reason or another, do not fear, it is not burnt. You can resubmit it another time. Tonight, another night, whenever. You know, whenever you please. The way we do things just adds stakes and, you know, keeps things moving. And doesn't mean anything bad for, doesn't mean your level is wasted, you know, or spent. Absolutely could come back another time. Right now, it is time for a thing. Do you all know what time it is? Do you know what time it is now for? It's time for the lightning round. During the lightning round, I will only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes at me. 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints. 7 for subs, and yeah, that sums it up. And the sudden death is still in effect. If you're not here, you know, we won't do the whole thing. Bowser, you're up next. You're here, yeah? Bowser, go ahead and confirm. Lord. Let me at Lord Bowser real fast. They're fine. Yep. Lord. Rube is fine. That's fantastic. You are up. So let's add some fun stakes and some, you know, some wacky business. And means that each level is going to be a challenge. And let me show you the bonus heads. Sort of an important part of this. The bonus heads come in a variety of flavors. Let me just, like, start the roulette right there. They come in a variety of forms. You could get Toadettes, you could get Bowser, you can get Mario. There are some in there that aren't even Mario heads. They are rarer than the Mario heads. You can sort of see them flash by. Oh, hey, there's Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. That's exactly who I was talking about. One example thereof. There's also some Sonics, some Simpsons. Let's pull up the blinders and randomize it and see what we get. Now. Mario, extra Marios. You playing Luigi's Mansion 3, Lord Bowser? Oh, good. Sounds nice. I've never finished that game. Luigi's Mansion 3. Suffice to say, I'm not going to buy the remake of 2, considering I also never finished that game either. The first game. I would consider a remake of Luigi's Mansion 1, but not the other two. I mean, you don't need to remake the third one. It's on Switch already. Not yet, anyway. Let's do it. Larry's Citadel. It's your 3C demo. This is our first time around the horn, I guess. You know, this whole stream. We're still live, right? I'm seeing on my stream manager. It says -- for session. Let me just refresh. It's probably just being weird. Uptime 2 hours. Yeah, that's more what I expected. Twitch app just getting weird. Okay. I was a little worried there that we might have like cut out or something. Good to check in cases like that. It's, you know, I'll say like, obviously Bowser is responding in chat, so it would have to have dropped out like right 2 seconds ago if that was the case. You know, if it was actually the case that it did. This is cool dungeon. Cool level so far. Like your work of the skewers? Yes, I can tell it's about the skewers. Ooh, it's an underwater. And the underwater means that you're now slow enough where the skewers are always going to be in the way. Which is, makes them a hell of a lot more threatening, actually. What's with the on-offs here? I'm not sure I quite understand what the purpose of those on-offs are, Bowser. First half is land, and the second part is water, just like in New Super Mario Brothers U's 3 Castle. Gotcha. There's some coins there to sort of encourage you to go that way, but I'm gonna go this way instead. I didn't know that red blocks like that could contribute to a screen lock. Huh. I would have thought that the screen lock would have been broken. Scroll lock, I mean, you know. Skewers are surprisingly, like, effective underwater. Like, they really make, like, obstacles that you really have to fucking avoid because you cannot swim faster than they can skewer you, you know? Checkpoint, very good. Interesting level. I think, this world has been your water world. I think I recall a lot of water levels recently from this set of levels that you've been doing. That makes sense then to have this one also be a water level. Personally, with water levels, I feel like, you know, one of the few things I think is a misstep in like Tropical Freeze is that they have a whole world that's just like water level, 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 you know? I feel like even with a world that is water themed, like, you know, say Cotton Top Cove in DKC3, or, yeah, that's right. It's best to still mix it up and have most levels be not exactly just a water level. You know, Cotton Top Cove kind of just has two pure water levels, one at the start and one at the end, and then the boss is a dry ground level, you know? And the other 3 are dry ground as well. The 2 of them being waterfall levels, which have no water whatsoever, you know, water that you can like swim in anyway. And the third one being a really the third level of the world is a boardwalk level where the water has a dangerous fish in it that you can't go into, so you can't actually swim in that level unless you want to, you know, die. I think that, yeah, I love Creeping Class, by the way. I'll say, of Creeping Class, that's probably my favorite DKC3 level. Like, if I had to choose one, it would be Creeping Class. But, like, you know, just, I think it's just best practices to avoid, like, oversaturating on water. That's my philosophy, anyway. I know that Nintendo feels otherwise, and they do, you know, a lot of water levels all at once when they do water levels. But in my super world, I space them out, is what I'm driving at. You know, even in the island world, there's just one level where you swim, which, you know, yeah, there's just one level. There's a beach level that uses the desert. There's there's a mushroom level, there's a volcano level. Yeah, just one level with water in it. Yeah, and I think that is a good amount of water. Do any of my worlds have... Thank you, Lord Bowser, for the level. I'm hitting complete and hitting next. Let me get those bonus heads down. Rube, you're up. Do any of my worlds have, like, multiple water levels in them? Koopaverse? No, it doesn't. Koopaverse just has the one. Unmoored Mines has, like, ends in a water level, Stygian Swim, but has no water levels before that. Coastal Cup has just the one here, Snorkel Speedway. And I don't know if any of the other worlds have any water levels. One does. Wind Up Woods has a hybrid water level. And other than that, I don't think any of them do. Which I think is a good way to, like, space those out, you know? I feel like they're nicely spaced out, those water levels. That's how I do it, anyway. Hey, Eli Hughes, how you doing? We're in the lightning right now. I'll say, those of you who are, like, you know, waiting your turn. We're in the lightning round now, so it's gonna move, you know? We're not gonna have any cases where we're, like, spending 15 minutes on a level, you know? Rube already said yes. Good, okay. Rube is good to go. Let's go ahead and punch that in. Meanwhile, I'm gonna pull a card. Wedding thank you letter goof. Let me tell you a thing that I did that was fun. Now that it's all, you know, done. My sister recently had a wedding, and she sent out some thank you cards to everyone in attendance, you know, as you do, I guess, when you have a wedding. You know, a nice little card that said, like, you know, thank you for coming. Thank you for any gift that you, you know, did through the Amazon. You know, like I gifted my sister a thing of wrenches that she put on her list, you know. Seemed like a good, you know, seemed like the right price for like such a gift. Thank you. Then, you know, just a nice little card that says, like, thank you. And I thought it would be funny to I took like a piece of like hang on a second. I got it right here. Let me grab something real fast. What the hell? Preset 3 is over here. Sometimes this camera, jeez. Whoopsie daisy. Misclick there on the stream deck. I took a piece of this paper. I folded it in half, similar to how the card was in the thing, right? And I drew like a funny little emblem on the front, similar to how the wedding card had. And inside I wrote, you know, I wrote my sister's name, and then I wrote "You're welcome," and then I wrote my name, and then I sent it through the mail to my sister, and she just got it, and she said, "Lol," and I'm satisfied with that. That's exactly the reaction I was looking for. Just sending a dumbass "You're welcome" through the mail. A response to the thank you message that is like, you know, I thought it would be a fun goof, and I'm glad it went over well. You know, I'm glad that she got a kick out of it, you know? That's what I was looking for when I sent it. And I had to buy, like, stamps. I had to buy, like, a stamp to send it through a mail. And it took me a while to figure out how to get a stamp. I looked at Target, but I couldn't find any there. And I was like, I'm not gonna go to the post office. And I found a way to just order through Amazon, like a set of, like, weirdo stamps. Like, some flower-related stamps for, like, 10 bucks. And apparently that worked, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. You know, those stamps were what I needed, actually. It's a cool level. You got some cool ideas here. Oh, I love these spring platforms, these moving springs. They're pretty cool. And here's a different variation of them, this time just stacked sideways. I'm not quite sure, like, what you're supposed to do with them here. Like, I guess that's how you get into the secret area? I suppose, yeah. This section part may be more based around, like, sideways springs. Maybe folding some more of those in there. Oh, yeah, that places it exactly where it was. So anyway, that was a fun thing to do. I'm happy I didn't say at a certain point, like, I give up. Or, you know, I'm also glad... I'm glad I sent it through the mail. Because I did consider at some point, like, okay, what if I just, like, handed it to my parents and said, like, you know, you guys send it. You guys probably have, like, stamps or something. Or, you know, hey, maybe you're going by her place. Maybe you could just drop it by her, you know? I thought about doing something like that, but then I was like, nope, I'm gonna go get a stamp, and I'm going to, you know, figure out how this works, and actually send the damn thing through the post. Ooh, I like these. This kind of reminds me of, the pattern you have here, where the guys are going one side then the other. Kind of reminds me of, in DKC3, the Kremlings that have the propellers. In, God, what's that level called? Highway, do you know what that level's called? In DKC3 with the propellers and you're a bird? That's what it kind of reminds me of, like navigating around the buzzes that are, not the buzzes, the copters that are moving in like that sort of pattern, you know, going up and then around the top and then down. That's 2 thumbs up there. Buzzer Barrage, that's what it reminds me of. I'm quite pleased with this level, Rube. If you wanted any feedback, I'd say, like, more spring stuff in the early going. I don't remember. Springs only came up after the first segment, and I think you really could have started having them, like, earlier on in, like, the first segment. But I thought that the springs on rails was a really good idea for a stage, and, you know, jumping on the springs is fun. And the fact that they're so small makes it a little bit challenging. But just a little bit challenging, not that challenging. I think it's very reasonable as far as difficulty goes. In fact, I think you could probably stand to make it harder, you know? You could stand to make it a little bit more difficult. How's the clear rate on that as far as clear rate goes? Oh, well, not enough people have played it. 1 out of 4. Right, okay. Not enough people have played it. You'll probably end up around 25%, I'd bet. Maybe 30%. Very, very, very generous. I like it. I guess the question then is, like, you know, what are you aiming for as far as that world goes, you know? It all depends on, like, how fast your super world is, like, ramping up. Oh, you even have difficulty ratings. You think this one is a 3-star. So, not that difficult. How much is 3-star? Maybe about 20%. 3-star in this case is about 16%. 2-star in this case is 31%. So 2-star is a good deal easier. So probably around 20%, 15%, somewhere in that range is about 3 stars. I'd say this one maybe looks more like 4 stars, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's all subjective, isn't it? You should check Lemmy's Toy Palace. I'll say, I'm going to hit complete on you now. Yeah, I'm going to hit complete, and you can put in another level, and we will absolutely do another level when your turn comes up again. The queue is not closed, and will not be closed until I close the queue. So, you know, jot that down. And then jot your level into chat, and, you know, send it, if you so please. I suppose I should be thinking, I should eventually be thinking about, like, when we're wrapping up, but we got a lot of cards left. We've only just started the lightning round. Highway is up next. Highway is just saying a thing. Your favorite thing might be the crosshair bonus in Crackshot Crot. Such a cool idea in execution. That's such a weird bonus. It's 3 a.m. where you are. You gotta leave. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for sticking around so far into the night. You know, it's only 8 o'clock here, but I am often up late as well, so I know the feeling of being up at 3 a.m. and being like, okay, I should probably, like, wrap it up. You know. Yeah, I saw you, Highway. Another card. Okay, yeah, we did the card. Good night, Rube. You have a good one. Thanks for coming by and giving me your levels. Your level. Single level. Did you watch the Futurama reboot trailer? Yeah, there was a trailer for the Futurama reboot. Apparently that's coming out, like, right soon. I love Futurama. I was never quite as big into the reboots, honestly. Though I have watched a good deal of it. I think my problem with the reboot is, the first reboot, and from the looks of it, the second reboot as well, is that I feel like it's a little too topical, you know? Maybe this is a thing where, like, Futurama is so much a thing of my past, you know? And, like, so much a thing of history, I guess? That it feels weird to have, like, jokes about iPhones and, you know, pandemics. You know, there's a bunch of jokes in the trailer for Futurama, the new one, that are like, oh, you know, there's a pandemic going around, and everyone's staying at home, and it's like, oh god, do we really need those jokes? Do we really need that? Why can't you just have jokes about, like, a weird guy in a desert planet who, you know, you drink by mistake? You know, you accidentally killed the emperor of a planet. What's topical about that? You know? I'm sure, actually, there totally might be things in those original Futurama seasons that were topical at the time. Like, well, global warming was probably very topical at the time, wasn't it? Actually, and Al Gore especially. But I don't know. For me, that's like immortalized by Futurama. You know, it feels timeless now. Or I guess it feels like 3,000 years into the future. More than, you know, more than anything, but all the new stuff is like so immediately dated. You know? Not to say there's not really good memes and stuff that come out of that, and, you know, people, you know, spread around. Like, you think of the meme where it was, you know, the gimme the money meme, or that's not what it's called. The here's my money meme. You know, the meme wherein the Futurama man was like, please take my money, I want to give it to you. You know, that's not what he said, but, you know, that was sort of the intent. I want to buy that iPhone from you. Here is money. Thank you kindly. That's sort of how it went. You know, back in the reboot season 1. Or whatever it was. Anyway. That's about how I feel about Futurama. Oh, and by the way, for what it's worth, for those wondering how this level is gonna work with the lightning round and how it does work in the lightning round, if we time out here and, you know, don't die a natural death, that will count for all of our lives, so we are still lightning rounding this up. That is sort of the rule we have to make make levels such as this make sense in lightning round. So, never to fear, do not worry. Things will continue to, you know, move. How do I get the on-off state? How do I get here with an on-off of the other way? Well, I have a key, so that's probably important. Aha. Here we go. This is how we do the thing. Brilliant. Hey, I want another card. Did you see the Genesis Online update? Yeah, they added a couple of games to Genesis Online: Revenge of Shinobi, Ghouls and Ghosts, Landstalker, and Crusader of Senti. I'll say I never had a Genesis, so, you know, honestly, these games, they don't mean that much to me. I don't know them. But hey, it's good that they're occasionally updating Genesis Online. It's been a lot slower going than, you know, N64 Online and the other online services, but, you know, occasionally they get a big update. I honestly would have thought by now that they would have had, you know, they would have had, like, I would have thought by now that they would have had, we're missing 3 coins now. No, not that many. I would have thought by now that they would have had the other Sonic games, but I guess they're really taking their time with those, you know? Really just sitting on them, you know? Like, how hard would it be just to put up those 2? At some point, they gotta put up those 2, right? And also make it work with, you know, how those games worked. Oh, I see what we need to do. Easy. And make it work like how those games worked, where, like, oh, when you play Knuckles, you know, 3 and Knuckles, you gotta be able to set, like, which carts you have, like, inserted, or whatever, however that works. I'm sure that's not that complicated. Apparently, they did just implement, like, a transfer between, like, Fire Emblem, one Fire Emblem game and the other Fire Emblem game in Japan, where there were 2 of them, and they're sort of prequel and you know, sequel. You know, there's sort of one game as a prequel to the other game, and you can transfer data from one to the other. And you can do that now in Game Boy Advance Online, which, hey, that's a pretty good feature, and that's going to come in handy when they do Pokemon, I am sure. You know? But yeah. Hell of a thing. Thank you for the level. Not the hardest level, but you enjoyed making it? Well, yes, that was not the hardest level, and I enjoyed playing it. I'm gonna hit complete. And then hit next. Joe Rocks Wikes Rogues. Joe Rocks yes X Rogues it. I'm not sure how you say that. Let's just say Roogs. I guess that's Roogs, not Rogues. Rouge. Like Roogs the Bat. Like Rouge the Bat. Oh, it's French? I don't know how you say it, sorry. I'm not good with, never took French. I watched a video before this stream about, like, how you, about how there are, like, some weird rules you can apply to go between, like, French loanwords and English, oftentimes, and, oh, jeez. The autofill for the name thing isn't, like, putting in the name. Let me just type this out. But they basically was, like, a video talking about how, like, talking about, like, talking about how, you can go from English to French in some cases and make it, like, reasonably parsable if you just, like, do some changes and like, apparently there are a bunch of words that start with, like, E with a little guy on top of it, and you take off the E, put on an S, and it turns into the English word, kind of, a lot of the time, just because, you know, a lot of the words in English come from, like, loan words, originally brought in from French, but specifically from a dialect of French, where, you know, they used, W's instead of S's or something, or they, you know, did this instead of that. You know, like, apparently, you know the word gorilla, right? Well, apparently, like, that comes from a French word that's that's like guerrillero or something, I don't know, I don't know, no, that sounds more like Spanish. But apparently, it's related to warrior in English. A gorilla and warrior is like, okay, you take off the GU and put on a W, and it becomes the word warrior, turns out. And I thought that was an interesting video. There's a guy who does, like, videos about language and stuff that I like. I'll post it in the Discord later. Hello, Snubstew. How you doing? I'm gonna enter in this code and do another card. How about that? And if Snubstew is not here, it'll be sudden death. You know how we do. If you're not here, we still play the level, but we do so in sudden death. You know, which means fewer tries. Project Loki. Did you hear about that? I saw some cool announcement stuff about that. Apparently, it's made by some ex-Blizzard people, and some sort of, like, I don't know, something between a MOBA and somewhere between a MOBA and a battle royale. and it's sort of like a top-down action game where you're doing like, you're doing like MOBA type moves and building out kits or having characters with very elaborate kits. But it's I think more of a battle royale than anything. It looks kind of fun. I'll check that out when it comes out. I did check when I saw that, and it's like, is this what Dustin Browder is up to? The guy who did Heroes of the Storm back in the day? And the answer is no. It's still whatever Justin Browder is working on is still under wraps. I'm very curious about all the people from Blizzard who are going on to make other games, you know. I really want to see like what exactly they're up to, what exactly they're making, and you know, get into that. So that's cool. That's good. Thank you for the level, Snub Stew. We have 2 tries because we, this is, what's it? It's, sudden death. These are bad. We don't want to activate these. I'm pretty sure. Though we can right now. Huh, a lot of these guys are solid. I'm assuming the ground is not solid though. So we probably want to not just do that. I didn't know that P-blocks turned into... I didn't know that P-blocks turned into enemies when hit with the spells. I thought that was just yellow blocks. And gray blocks and such. I didn't know those counted. Huh. You know, 1,000 hours in, you learn something new every stream, I guess. Even thousands of hours in, you can learn... I say thousands, like 1,000. Specifically, 1,600. 1,006 hours into this... 1,600 hours into this game. Still, new things for me to realize, I guess. Also happens in Super Mario World. I mean, I believe it's not, like, new. They usually don't just, like, make new behavior like that. Okay, we were right to not activate it. Not activate it while we were down there. Totally would've died. This is just the classic form of a fucking cock. Of a Magic Koopa level. Where you got, like, Magic Koopa, you got a bunch of, you know, a bunch of the yellow blocks around. It's all exactly what you're looking for, but, we died like fools. And, that's gonna do it. Thank you for the level. Again, if they were to be here, I would refresh their tries, and not refresh, but convert over to the regular lightning round. And, you know, we'd have a couple more tries left to go through, but sudden death is what it is. Thank you for the level. I appreciated it. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Koofy. Koofy just talked like 2 seconds ago. Koofy is here. I'm gonna do another card as I punch in the code. Did you see any stuff from the Microsoft Activision trial? Yeah, so that trial's been going on. I've been seeing stuff come out for that. You know, all sorts of fun statistics, all sorts of fun leaks, like, oh, you know, Microsoft was thinking about buying Sega and buying this company and buying that company. They thought about buying Square. And, like, yeah, okay. And stuff about their stats and, like, how they're doing relative to Sony. Turns out, as far as, like, install base goes, Sony's kicking the shit out of them. Now, usually, this is not something that Microsoft would want to, like, really talk up, but they really want to make the case to the American government, like, oh no, we're the little guys here. Don't step on us. Don't stop us from, like, you know, please don't, you know, please let us sell our product. You know, please let us buy Activision. We're small. We're the small guys. It's kind of funny, but also, you know, I am not sure, like, how much they're like, I'm not sure, like, who's gonna win, right? It seems like the federal government is very not interested in letting it go through, but it also seems like, you know, I don't know that all the arguments that the FTC are making are holding water, and Microsoft does have the inscrutable fact that they are hardly a monopoly. They are practically the number 3 and have been that way since they really got into the industry. Though I do find that claim a little bit. I saw that claim and it's like, wait, GameCube was number 3. GameCube was number 3. GameCube was number 3. I guess they're saying the GameCube wasn't number 3. Go figure. Maybe GameCube was number 2. I always thought GameCube was number 3. Falling Donut Castle? How about that? Let's do that one. It's fascinating, and honestly probably moving so fast that by the time I would, like, talk about any particular, like, point they brought up, it's, not really as relevant, you know? It's like... You know, I could talk about them being like, you know, what's it? I could talk about their, like, you know, insistence that they're little guys in the scenario, which they're not wrong, but I don't know. I also think it's kind of funny, right? When I see all the effort they're going to buy like, Activision, right? And for what it's worth, it sounds like their positioning on this is like, oh no, we just want... You know, when we bought Bethesda, right? One of the reasons why we did so is because Sony was buying a lot of exclusives. They were just paying to have, like, all of Bethesda's games be exclusive to PlayStation. So we instead did the opposite when we bought, like, permanent exclusivity by buying the company. And that was our way of fighting against Sony about exclusivity. But my question on that is like, okay, so why don't you then just simply buy exclusivity then? You know what I mean? Why don't you just buy this? That's a neat thing. I didn't know that the donut platforms, if they landed in lava, they sort of delayed themselves long enough to actually be jumped upon. That's pretty neat. Neat interaction there. If that is the issue, why don't you just... And this is a thing where I hear and I think about, like, you know, it seems like there's a cheat code here that Microsoft hasn't considered. Like, wait, why don't you guys just... Also, we get a checkpoint so we get our lives back. Why don't you guys just simply buy exclusivity for, like, a 100-year period or something, rather than buying the company? If you said that and said, like, hey, Activision games are exclusive on Xbox, and also they all are going to be on Game Pass day 1 from now on out, you know, would the US government have anything they could say? Because, like, fuck, it's not a purchase, it's just like, and it's like, I don't know if it quite reaches the level of collusion, you know, but we died twice, right? Sorry, I forgot to toggle them, count them down. It doesn't quite reach collusion because, you know, a lot of companies do exclusives like that all the fucking time, so, you know, it's a pretty commonplace thing. So what do you do if you're the government? I don't think you could do anything if they just said, we just bought exclusivity to Xbox for the next 100 years. Like, could you do anything like that? Like, if they just said that rather than we're buying them. Dang it. Thank you for the level, Koofy. That part was a little bit challenging, you know? I liked it. It's good. You did some good stuff with the falling donut blocks. You know, that's a mechanic that's a thing that people have done a lot, and I don't really do it myself that often because it tends to be, you know, the timing of it can be very precise. A thought occurs. I have a thought. I'm gonna hit next. Next one up is Ray DM. Ray DM, please confirm. Let me just do the thing in chat. Ray, DM, please confirm. Your level took 10 attempts to verify, so you think I could do it in 5? Okay, let's see. I just had an idea real fast. Let me check something. It's not gonna be for this level in particular, but let me check one thing here. I'm gonna go into the core spot. Let's say that's a weird thing to say. Go in the core spot. Pull up. Where is this? Dimlit Derelict. That's fine. That's good. The overworld in this is it gonna be daylight? I think it has to be not daylight for the theming purposes. I forget why I was thinking daylight. Oh, it's probably something like the springs. I was thinking about having enemies that sprung from springs in this one. Like this, and maybe it just doesn't work if you're in nighttime. Does it? Yeah, it doesn't work in nighttime, but it works in daytime. Yeah, but this is called Dimlit Derelict, so it has to be at night. Even if it doesn't work like that, you know? It has to be night theme. I mean, I guess I could have it in a different theming. Like, the underground is a ghost house, so it could totally not be an actual ship. But here's what I was wondering. Let me show what I was wondering. If you take these platforms, right? And you do like a falling donut block situation on them. Is it gonna fall slower? Oh no, it's not gonna fall slower at all, is it? That looks pretty much as fast as it normally is. Okay, never mind. I thought that the low gravity would have done a thing. I mean, will it do a thing in Sky? Probably will do a thing in Sky, right? No, that's pretty much just as fast in Sky versus Sky Night versus Ghost House Night. Kind of a shame. Okay. That idea is no go. Thank y'all for humoring me as I try out a thing. You know, sometimes I have thoughts, and it's worth you know, checking out to see if it works. Let's go next level. Ray is up next. I'm gonna punch it in. Do another card as I do so. Did you see that Twitter now requires you to be logged in to view tweets? Boy howdy. Seems like a weird thing. I still have a Twitter account, so I'm still always logged in, so that's no big deal for me, but I have heard that they are being, like, weirdly protective about that stuff. I think it's not a good idea. I think that's just gonna make them less relevant culturally, and, you know, make it so that when people are linking tweets because they're funny, other people aren't gonna click on them anymore. They're just gonna look at the embed, and that's it. You know? Thanks for hitting me with Pikmin. Anyway, that's Pikmin. This has been sort of a little news block, I guess. I say I guess. I planned these cards ahead of time. And I put them into clusters of related cards. Because I feel like it's, makes sense to go from one to the next. This is a precise stage we got here. That jump in particular, well, you can see it's the one that's killing me. Two tries left. How long is this level, by the way? I didn't see, like, what the... Well, no one's cleared it yet, so there's no world record. World record is open. I guess it is a way of saying that. Shit, we're on our last try here. Oh. Please let this be hits. We fucking did it! Clutch, yeah, that was the last try. Yeah, it is short enough not to have a checkpoint. I agree. Definitely very short. Like 12 seconds, shorter than like the standard is like is like is like 20 seconds on the sword level, and the world record in my is like it's about 12 seconds long. It's good. I like it. It was challenging, but doable. And I do think that when occasionally, the lightning round sort of benefits a lot of levels that are not that hard, sort of in the normal to traditional ranges. But occasionally when we get a level that's a little bit tough like that, and we clutch it out, it's like, it feels so good. Woo! Card. Let me hit complete and get the next person up. Awesome. XD is up next. Just said clutch. Perfect. You're already here. God. Did you see the content classification labels now on Twitch? If you are a Twitch streamer, you probably need to pay attention to this because it's a new thing. I saw it the other day. It basically asks you to define if your stream has adult material in it, mature game if you're playing mature game, alcohol, gambling, that sort of thing, just to have like a more specific adult content label. And then that replaces the previous thing that was just like, yeah, this is for mature audiences only. Just do that, thank you. And I saw that, and I saw that it was a new thing in OBS, and I wasn't sure it was for me. I wasn't sure that like I already marked myself as explicit, and I was thinking like, do I need to also say that I swear and shit, that this stream has profanity? And then I realized like, yeah, I do say fuck occasionally, and I think that thinking back on that thought process, which happened like I don't know when they added it. I saw an article on it like 10 days old, so maybe it was like a week ago, but I only noticed it myself like on Wednesday or like on Thursday's stream, on yesterday's stream. But I did think for a second, like, do I really say enough profanity where profanity is a regular part of the conversation? And regular viewers might hear that and go like, and think that's funny because I absolutely do use a lot of profanity, especially when I'm dying, So now you can see, when you just come to my channel, you can know, yeah, there's profanity here. This stream has some fucking profanity in it. And now you can know that it's not because of gambling or I'm not getting my dick out or anything. There's no huge sexual content as far as like suggestive material or anything, Like, no, it's just pretty much saying the fuck word and stuff, Like when I die, Perilous Pokies is the level. Let's do it. And almost got me. Did I say hello and thank you for the level? Because hello and thank you for the level. Oh no! Well, there you go. I have now said hello and thank you for the level. I was kind of in my what? Oh, wall jump. My spiel about profanity and how this stream is now officially a profane stream. Officially, we say the fuck word. I'm always trying to think as I do these streams now, at least these Friday streams, and also the playthrough streams as well, let's face it. Like, I always want them to have a name, a subtitle that's like specific to that episode. And I do think it's a very funny one for this episode, maybe. Friday evening viewer levels. Dash. Now with profanity. That's a good name for this VOD, I think. And that'd be very funny. If we don't have, like, something more specific. I suppose the gold standard is just to take something that you said out of context and, like, have that be the name. Like, that's how you do for, like, podcasts or whatever. Or, like, other such streams where, it's the same stream every week, so it doesn't make sense to give, You know, you have to find a way to give it a unique name somehow. I don't know, though. I like it to be, like, not just a line or something, but, like, also funny, you know? I mean, of course, you could come up with a funny quote, or find a funny quote in a level, you know? In a stream. And I do wonder if I sometimes am forcing it by just, you know, having to be like, okay, I think I could, if I do this little bit here, that can be the name of the stream, you know? Isn't that a good name? Is that too... Is that... You know, at that point, I might as well just put that in the fucking name of the Twitch stream as well, you know? Good night, Ray, DM. It's 4 a.m. there. Yeah, I guess a lot of people are from like Europe and stuff. You know what? We were talking about potential names of streams. A lot of people are from Europe and stuff. That might be even better than that would be a great name as well. Worth considering. A lot of people are from Europe and stuff. Of course they are. Europe's fucking huge. A lot of people are from there. What are you talking about? Jesus. Woo! Look at that. We did it. Great work, awesome. I love it. I'll say, since I'll be off, I'll be on like PTO next week. Expect some earlier streams. Maybe even, you know, hey, maybe Thursday's stream could be a morning stream or something. I'm planning the 4th of July stream to start at like 3 p.m. Central Time, so, you know, 3 hours or earlier than my normal stream start, and that'll go late as well, so maybe be like a 10-hour stream all told. So for those of you in Europe, maybe look forward to some streams that are like at more reasonable hours, if you happen to be up at reasonable hours, that is. You know, you know, that'd be your afternoon. That's everyone's up in the afternoon, generally. Unless your sleep schedule is like, you know, you're not if you're like sleeping from like 5 p.m. to midnight, you know, there's not even a word for you, essentially. You know, you're not a night owl, you're not a morning person, you're something else. You're just like your sleep schedule is skewed, man. If you're doing afternoon sleep. Which I'll tell you, I have in the past gotten so skewed that I was afternoon sleeping, you know, going to sleep right after work and then sleeping like 5-6 hours and then just being awake from midnight on, which, you know, I'll say it's interesting to be awake to wake up at midnight because you get like 5-6 hours before work that are just like free hours, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours before work, and it's just like, oh shit, like my workday starts. So if you end up with that sort of sleep schedule, your workday just starts like so long after you get up. It's strange, you know, not being sleepy for work, you know, not being like sleepy during the start of your workday, just being like fully wide awake. Yeah, it's sort of the end of the day now, and we're starting work. Okay, fuck, whatever, man. It's weird. Anyway, that was Awesome's level. I'm hitting complete. Go ahead, put in more levels. You know what you do. Next up is Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, you are up. I'll do another card as I enter in the thing. Got the next 2 weeks off from work. Well, this card, I've already talked about this part thing a bunch. This is all to say that the next couple of cards sort of relate to vacation stuff and, you know, things of the sort. You know, like, I think the next card might even be like, okay, no, this one isn't World Time, by the way. This one, there's some that have to do with like the streaming schedule and trips I'm going on and other things I'm thinking about. This one is clips. So I like to, you know, go through my streams and like clip out fun moments and great stuff. And I'm kind of 2 months behind on that. I'm kind of clipping things from like 2 months ago, which coincidentally means that like the stream after the next one I have to clip up is from the launch day of Tears of the Kingdom. So it's a lot of stuff from like my first couple hours of Tears of the Kingdom, which that might be weird to just be doing clips of that at this point, 2 months on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna be like dropping onto the clips channel of the Discord and onto Twitch in general, just a bunch of clips of me just, on that starter island doing a bunch of goofy bullshit to get through. Good goofy bullshit, and Tears of the Kingdom is a very clippable game, but still it'll be kind of weird just like how start of the game it'll be. I think that in cases like that, where something is so topical that I really have to move on it, like if I ever stream Marvel Snap, for instance, like by the time I'm clipping that up, the meta would have changed entirely. Cards would have gotten buffed and debuffed. World time. That's right. It's sort of a perilous thing, and I think it comes off a little weird if you get too far behind. But with all this time off, I'm hoping to do that, get like caught up, in all the streams. I have all the time in the world now to do that while also doing regular streams, watching anime, doing all sorts of fun stuff. I also probably need to process some anime music that I have. I have like on my iTunes, I have anime music, and I need to get like some album art for it sometimes, and sometimes I really procrastinate and actually like finding the art that goes with each anime's OP and getting that all processed. And I'll probably manage that like sometime in the next 2 weeks, At least that's what I want to do. If I somehow don't find time for it, I'll be, that'll be on me, I guess. This is a very fishy level, Bowser. Nice indicators about the pipes with the piranha plants in them. With those piranha plants, they're so slow, they're not gonna ever be a threat to you unless until they actually come out of the pipe. In which point, it's probably too late. You've already gotten to their pipe. You might be standing on it as they come out. It's not a good thing. Anyway, lots of free time means that it's the perfect opportunity to get caught up, and then hopefully, from that point on, I'll just hopefully I'll just be able to clip it as I go, and then the clips will be from recent streams, and it won't be weird or anything. I used to do clips right after a stream ended, end stream. Okay, I'm pulling up the stream and fishing through it to find clips and stuff. But I have a lot of streams that end at 3 a.m. and 2 a.m. and stuff like that. And it turns out if you just turn around and do a bunch of work right away on the VOD, at 3 a.m., you'll be up until 4 a.m. or, later even. So I had to stop doing that. And, now it's hard to find the time. Because the other time that I found, I stopped allocating it. Thank you for the level, Lord Bowser. Let's see the next one. It's from Eli Hughes, who just said GG. Perfect. Fantastic. Next card. Going to Silver Dollar City soon. Yeah, fuck. During this 2-week break, 2-week vacation, I'm going to Silver Dollar City for 2 days. In the middle of it. Silver Dollar City is a amusement park where they have just a couple of rides. They have 6 coasters. Not exactly as many compared to the likes of a Universal or a Six Flags, but there's some really good attractions there as far as the six rides they have. They have some real good ones in RMC. They have a launch coaster that's supposed to be pretty good, and some other basic type ones, but also they have one that's pretty unusual, pretty remarkable, and that is the Time Traveler, which as you can see there, it is a spinning coaster that is also a intense coaster. It's called an Extreme Spinner. Is what the model is called, the Mac Extreme Spinner. Basically, it's a spinning coaster that does inversions and also has launches. So it's a launch coaster that does inversions and also spins you around. And apparently people say it's the fucking best. They say it's amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be in the next 2 weeks. I think my trip is in the first half of the week after next. So don't expect any streams during that span. I think the Monday stream, maybe I'll move it to like Sunday for that, and I probably won't be back until like Thursday or something. We'll see how that works and how I'm feeling after that. I bet I will take a lot of pictures and I'll show y'all them all on whatever the first stream back from that is. That'll be... I'm really fucking excited for that. That'll be a good park to go to visit, to hang out. Apparently it's really nice, really scenic, and there's like some caves and stuff that you can also just run around in. I say run around in. You can go in, there's like a tour. And that sounds really sweet, really sick. I'm looking forward to Silver Dollar City a lot. That's gonna be a fun little road trip. Don't my folks, my ma likes to go to theme parks, and I'll go with her. That's fun. It also means that it's, a lot cheaper than it otherwise would be. Not that I wouldn't pay for a hotel room. I've done that before. I went to Six Flags Fiesta Texas last year. And I did do just that. I paid for a hotel room, paid for the park. It doesn't really add up to that much, honestly. At least for a non-Universal park, a non-SeaWorld type park. It's pretty affordable to, like, stay in a hotel room for 2 days and, go on a bunch of, roller coasters for a bit. We're on our last try, but this is feeling quite doable. What's the world record here? It's 30 seconds, so that means we're halfway done. Let's do it. This is our chance. Had to jump off that sooner, I guess. Thank you, Eli Hughes, for the level. Tough, but feel like it's doable. It's on the doable side. It is just as your description says. There were a few tricky jumps here and there. Thank you. Again, I'll say, just because we can't finish a level during the lightning round doesn't mean you can't resubmit it now or another time or whenever you like. You can submit it outside the lightning round, during the lightning round. Whatever's good. Next up is Snubstew. Snubstew does not appear to be here. Go ahead and do sudden death. Yes, that's right, Eli. We're in the lightning round. We're in the lightning round now. It's the whole... It's a whole part of the stream. But it keeps things moving and makes it into a fun challenge. And it's 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, 7 for subs. That's how we work during the lightning round. And if you're not here, you get fewer. Snubstew, you are up. People saying their level is going to be hard. Yo, did you see the Mario Maker 3 leaked images? What? What? People were talking about Mario Maker 3 earlier. What are you saying? Was there a leak? Mario Maker 3 leak? I see one from 2022. Let me click this link and see what this is. Hang on a second. Someone else was talking about what if they released Mario Maker 3 right now, and I said, like, yeah, I'd buy it. What do you mean? I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even worry about it. But it is like I said earlier. I do want them to wait until I'm done with my fucking Super World. Else, well, I guess I'll have to kick up the pace, you know? And get that done. Yeah, it is an instant buy. Yeah, totally. No, that's not. This is not. This is clearly not it. Revenant. Okay, I think Revenant was doing like a joke because this is not any such leak. Quite a coincidence. Yeah, it's a video, but it's not a video of Mario. It seems to be some sort of meme, some sort of kid. I don't know. I don't know that joke if it's a joke. It's probably something from TikTok. I don't know TikTok. Everything I assume everything I don't know nowadays. I say I assume. I don't really assume that often, but it's at the end. Okay, I'm gonna look again. I'm pretty sure this is a bit. I'm pretty sure this is a bit because this says Meteor Smash combo. This is like some weird kid. I'm looking at the end. There's nothing. She keeps on changing his mind. Okay, this is a bit. This is a bit. Also, it's in Smash Rage Discord or Reddit. That's obviously not where any such leak would go. Quite the coincidence that multiple people talking about Mario Maker 3 this stream, but I'm pretty sure you're fucking with me. If it is real, or if there was a real leak or anything. Oh, it's the wrong link. Okay. Yeah, that was a combo. It says Meteor Smash Ike on 75M against combo Ganondorf, and that's not what the video is in the link, so... Okay, give us the actual link here. And if this is an actual thing, I'll put it on screen. I'll put it on screen, and that'll be and it'll be cool, you know? I am curious about that. Someone else brought up Mario Maker 3 earlier, so that kind of makes it seem like it could be real. But... Or that maybe that's why they were saying it. That's the same link. Oh. That's like the same link. It looks very similar. Same link. It's Super Smash Brothers. It's not the same link, but it's the same content. It's some fucking kid. I don't get it. Nah, this isn't... I'll believe it when I see it. Find me a better leak. I was looking for, like, I heard there was some Pikmin leak before the stream, and I looked up for it on Reddit, and I didn't find it, and I said, like, there's some leak, but I can't find it. And someone else was like, nah, I went on r/whatever and found it, like, in 10 seconds. You must be really bad at looking for leaks, and I guess I am really bad at looking for leaks because I don't look for leaks all that often. And apparently, like, the Piklopedia has been data mined from Pikmin. So if you want to know, like, all the Pikmin types that are in it, yeah, you can totally find all that stuff out. I will say no more because I did look at just that, and, you know, I felt a thing, but I'm not going to say what that thing is. There's like a kid. It's like some sort of Smash thing. You're linking to Smash Rage Reddit. Reverence. Check your link. Yeah. Almost got me. Agrees. Confirmed. RNGesus. There's like one person who's ever finished this level, so we have to do it in sudden death because Snub Snoo isn't here. What the hell? It is a kid. I guess you have to get very, very lucky to get through. And maybe there's other such challenges after that. We did not get very lucky. And since Snub Snoo isn't here, it's sudden death, which means that we didn't get very many tries. It is what it is. Thank you, Snub Snoo. And I'll say again, for anyone who, like, you know, who has levels that are unsuited to the lightning round, I'll say, for your information, I do start stream... Come on. Schedule, where are you? I do the streams, Friday viewer level streams starting at 6 p.m. Central on Fridays, and if you want to get in before the lightning round, get your level in around the time the queue opens up. Usually that's good enough where you can usually get your level in, and maybe even get 2 levels depending on how busy it is, before we start having to just go straight to the, before they go like right into the lightning round and such. And again, we will play more levels from you. It doesn't burn a level, it being not beaten in the lightning round. You don't have to fear, you don't have to fret. Another card. Might do a Six Flags Over Texas day as a warm-up. Six Flags Over Texas is my local park. It's like like an hour away. I'm in DFW. It's in DFW. I used to work actually really close to Six Flags. In Arlington, I used to work like across the highway from Six Flags. I could literally see Six Flags, but only been there like a handful of times in recent years, which mostly is after that office closed and I stopped having to commute to it, and I started working from home, and then I moved pretty far away, like 40 minutes farther away from where I was. I was like 20 minutes away from Six Flags when I was for like 10 years or so, for like 8 years, and then more recently I've been an hour away. But I was thinking might be good to do a Six Flags Over Texas day as a warm-up for Silver Dollar City. Right now, usually I would want to do like just a bunch of like days where I walked, went on like some walks and stuff, and certainly during this time off, I will probably try to do some morning walks and like get some walks done like early in the day. But also it's fucking hellish out there. So perilous parkour. Let's see what we can do. Almost got me. It's hellish out there right now. So you think that was right, putting on the helmets? You know what I'm just realizing? I think that was wrong. I think I needed to not put on the helmets. Waste. And I'll say again, checkpoints do refresh our tries. Oh, damn it! I was expecting it not to flip again. So if we get a checkpoint, that refreshes our guys. You weren't kidding. Almost got me. There's a checkpoint, but you won't make it in 5. How about in 1? We got through the door. Okay, let's stop and look. Stop and look. That's gonna like whip real fast, so we jump from the blue onto the blue skull onto the blue platform. Jump down to the other blue and then jump. Wait, no, we jump from the falling blue to the question mark block, ride on the skull lift, get that coin, then on the falling platform, and that should give us everything we need to open the door. It's after this room. Okay, we gotta get through this room in 1 in order to make it. God damn it. Well, that was pretty close. Thank you for the level. Again, I'll say you can resubmit all you like. And the queue is not closed yet, so, go ahead. Lord Bowser is up again. Very nice. Do another card. I was thinking about how I could go see the 5th Indiana Jones movie, but it's been reviewed so poorly, so I don't know, maybe not. Thinking about that, but, I'd kind of like to specifically go see good movies, Movies that people say are good, and I think I have a chance of, really liking them. Otherwise, probably we'll wait until it's on streaming. You're gonna submit a traditional level? That's very nice, almost got me. And I'll say again, come in the first part of a stream, and it's during the first hour or so, hour and a half or so. The way that it works is 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. So, you know, you have a level that's suitable for that round. Get in there, you know, get in there early and bright and early. And usually you can reliably get, you know, at least one time. I'm not seeing any news about. By the way, I did Google for Mario Maker 3 leak, and I didn't see any news of it. I think that that fellow was just pulling our leg. We just got our leg pulled a little bit. Quite the coincidence that 2 different people came in talking about Mario Maker 3. Whenever they do a Mario Maker 3, God, I think that that's going to be great. Everyone who hasn't been playing Mario Maker for the last 5 years, or the last, you know, since the game came out, and, you know, for the last 3 years, people who haven't played Mario Maker and haven't been into it, they're going to come back for Mario Maker 3, I tell you. And then, you know, you're going to see, like, a lot more people building levels, a lot more people making levels, and that's just going to be so exciting, and I hope that's... Well, you know, I hope that a lot of them will stumble onto, you know, stumble over here and submit levels, and it's gonna be like, man, whenever they do that, it's gonna be like really hectic here, isn't it? Like, it's gonna be like, I would have to imagine our queue is gonna be like reached heights it hasn't reached like ever, you know? You just bought this game 4 years ago? Yeah, you're coming in like, you know the start of The Sopranos where Tony says, like, you know, it's good to be in something from the ground floor, but I'm starting to think I came in too late. Like, I came in at the end, you know? That's you. You've come in at the end. You're at the end of the, of Mario Maker here. Mario Maker 2. But tell you, when Mario Maker 3 comes out, ground floor, it's gonna be good for, you know, everyone who's been making, everyone who's been polishing their skills, everyone who streams Mario Maker. Like, oh, it's gonna be a hell of a heyday, you know. Possibly the best thing that can happen to this channel, would be Mario Maker 3 comes out, and everyone cares about Mario Maker again, and is looking for, you know, people to play their levels, right? Like, we'd get an influx of new people, I bet. And that'd be really fun and good and, like, holy hell. That's gonna be, whenever that happens, gonna be a fucking busy time for us here. And I bet, I'll say, they release Mario Maker 3, I will definitely go up to 2 Mario Maker streams a week. I will go back to 2 Mario Maker streams a week easily. Like, for sure. 100%. Hell, I could even see doing 3 streams a day for like, for a day. I could see doing 3 once Mario Maker 3 comes out. You know, whenever that does. Hey, pandas, how's it going? You have a spoopy level? That's cool. I'm happy to hear it. Card. Next one. What does it say? Next week's streaming schedule. So yeah, like I said, I have planned 2 streams for sure. I'm gonna do Monday as the next stream. That'll be the Wind Waker HD first playthrough. I've played it before. First stream of my replay of it. Replaying it. Who knows what playthrough? I played it a bunch of times. But that'll be the first stream of that. That'll happen at 8 p.m. Central Time. And we'll go for, you know, a couple hours or so. I don't know. Try to keep it, like, not too long, but we'll see. Probably get a good ways into that. That'll be fun. That'll be good. And then on Tuesday, there'll be a big ol' 4th of July stream. Still have to figure out, like, what exactly we're doing for that. Some people were suggesting I check out Star Tropics, and apparently that's sort of an American parody type game, so that's not a bad idea. Maybe some sort of watch party would be fun as well. Fun and simple way for a stream. And other than that, I'm not sure what else will be on the thing. Hey, Caliber Gaming, how's it going? Thank you for confirming. I'm not sure what else is on the docket for next week, but will be some sort of Thursday stream. I'm thinking let's do like an early day stream. I'm also kind of thinking right now, what if we did like a on Friday, like next Friday? What if we started the viewer levels like at like noon or something, like around lunchtime, and we did like a really early viewer level stream? Would that be fun? Would y'all enjoy that? I don't know. That's just a thought I have. Doing some morning streams would be, I think, a nice change of pace, given that I have the time off and I now have, you know, since I have time off, I have the option of doing that. I think that'd be a good idea. So that's where we stand right now. Still don't have solid plans for any of those streams. You know, honestly, I would have liked to have thought of something by now for the Tuesday stream, but I promise, by Monday, I will have an idea for that, or else I will be in big, big trouble, because it'll be, like, imminent after that stream ends, you know? Alright, let's go. There's a secret here. You have to put an exclamation point and a code to add the level. Caliber. You know the deal. Whew. Also, you can totally cheese that, can't you? I might have fucked it up by, like, going back and hitting it again. And, like, switching the on-off to be the other way. I'm a little worried about that. Actually, now that I think about that, I can cheese it right here next time. Anyway, gonna be a good 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm going on a trip the second week, so... Damn it. Fucked up again. I need to, like, double back and cheese it, you know? Since I said I know how to do it. But maybe we'll finish it right here and we won't have to. I will say again, for the week after next, no stream probably on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday, I bet, will be the first stream of that week, other than a Sunday stream maybe. So that's how that week will end up going. Just about as many streams in a week as normal that week, but spread out a little bit. Dang it. Kind of hard to make that jump, actually. Even with it all set up for us. So there'll be like a little bit of a gap in the schedule, but, you know, hey. Should be a lot of fun stuff. I just have to figure out, like, what exactly I want to do. You don't want us to cheese it. You want us to do it legitimately. Okay, Caliber. You got it. Let's do it legit. A lot of fun streams. I will say one thing I am thinking about would be a good thing to fit into the schedule. Some sort of making stream where it's just me working on my next level, because I really haven't found in the last few weeks since I did the first stream, like kicking off Ripsaw Rainbow, I haven't found time to like actually further work on that level. And I need to like actually do that so that, you know, especially if it turns out that Mario Maker 3 is like on the horizon, you know, they're not even waiting. If say they're not even waiting for like Switch 2 or something, which I would think they would wait until Switch 2. That would be my expectation for Mario Maker 3. I wouldn't expect it before like 2024. At the earliest. That was the last try. Thank you for the level. Again, I'll say, oh, you can always resubmit a level that we can't finish during the lightning round. But, you know, that's just how it goes. Next up. I thought it was very nice, you know. Hard, but fun. Bit of fun, you know. Almost Got Me has the next level. Go ahead and confirm Almost Got Me. Next card. Let me add Almost Got Me first, and then I'll pull another card. You are up. Another card here. Did you hear about aspartame? Aspartame might get declared a carcinogen soon. Heard about this. Apparently, that's the stuff that's in soft drinks. Doesn't really affect me none, but I thought it was interesting all the same. I don't drink soft drinks after all. But it's an artificial sweetener, very popular. And they're saying it might be a carcinogen, which, you know, isn't good. You don't want that in your sweetener. That it might cause cancer in excessive amounts. No. No. Well, this level looks nice. We got a nice one here, folks. How about that? I really need to work on that next level. I'll try to find time for it, and I'll say, you know, I recently got the last shrine in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, there's still, like, plenty of things for me to find. I got most of the Sage's Wills left. I've gotten, like, 5 Sage's Wills of 20. So there's still a lot for me to do in that game. Side quests, tons of those. But I finished the main part of what I was playing that game for after finishing the, you know, beating the story. After beating it, you know? And, you know, now hopefully then I can spend more time, like, just working on a level rather than, you know, playing the Zelda. But we'll see. I found before when I'm on vacation, surprisingly not, I don't necessarily like always get like a productive spurt, you know? Don't always get like, oh, I'm just working on my level all the time now. You know, I've found before that like, oh, I've gone on vacation and the levels just don't get built. You know, it's much easier to get built levels when I'm, you know, also doing work and, you know, just barely finding time to work on it, right? Very good, almost got me. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna hit complete and hit next. What was that? One go? Very nice. Pandas, you're up. Very nice. Told you it was easy. GG. GG indeed. What's the next card? I played a tiny bit of Diablo 4. Since last week's stream, I did like a Diablo 4 stream that also had Ape Out at the end. But Diablo 4 made up most of that stream, and I only found time to play a little bit of it this week, and that session ended by me getting disconnected from the online in the middle of a fucking dungeon, and before I could like fight a boss, and what that basically means is I'm kicked out of the dungeon when I would load back up, and assuming that I can log in at all, because the last couple times I tried, it was like, no, you can't play it anymore. You're logged out. Oh, let me confirm that Pandas is here. That's a huge bummer. I don't remember for Diablo 3. I remember around launch that it was really weird to log in. You know, it was really hard to log in and shit. But this is just like throwing you out and losing you progress. I think that almost is worse than not being able to log in. And also, I can't log in, so there's multiple. I guess there's multiple parts to it. Currently, I guess I could try. I haven't tried since like the other day when I was playing it, like on Wednesday, when I tried to play it and it got kicked out. I haven't tried since then, so maybe I can log in now. I don't know. I've been enjoying Diablo 4, but like, I'll say I'm falling off it a little bit as, you know, somehow week in, week out, I fail to find any time for it, and typically that's a sign, you know? Like, take Tears of the Kingdom, right? I was able to find so much time for it in the last 4 weeks, in the last month and a half. Like, oh my god, I found so much time for that game. So it wasn't really that there wasn't time to find, it's just no time for things that are like, you know, several orders down on my list of things I want to do. You know, it's a sign when you can't find time for a thing, I think, typically. You know, because it was really like kicking ass and like tickling your, you know, your whatever the fuck. Don't get a heart attack. I think there's gonna be some spooky stuff here. Watch me just like no-sell this. Successfully no-sold. Y'all know what no selling is? It's when you don't react to anything whatsoever. You know, and you just like, no reaction. I feel like I'm gonna just smile and break everything. And that, you know, that's... I hear something. Watch me no-sell this. Whatever this is. Whatever's through this pipe, I'm gonna no-sell it. Okay, that was easy. Hello. No soul. I see, I cannot react if I cannot react sometimes as well to stuff. Okay, should I react big this time? That's probably what you're expecting. Oh no! Ghost. What's the sound effect? It's weird. Huh? Ah! He got me! He got me! That was, I did not know sell that. That was sold. That was some sell right there. Consider myself sold. We're back here. Should I not have just ran forward? It's not like a hidden platformer here. Did I make a wrong turn? Was I not supposed to go this way? I feel like I'm running through the previous areas now. I don't remember this. No, this is new. Oh, hidden pipe. Now you go through the door. Yeah, he's gonna turn around. And there's the end. Very nice. Very nice little level. I tried to no-sell it, but it was unsuccessful. that one part did really legitimately got me. Thank you. I'm gonna hit complete. And then gonna hit next. Let's do another card. Been playing Marvel Snap. Just got Spider-Man 2099, which is a relatively new card. But more importantly, I got to the infinite ranking for the first time. That's basically like the maximum rank that you can go in a season, and it's kind of a point of honor, point of prestige. And I got there for the first time this season because High Evolutionary is pretty fucking strong, and mostly just rode this here High Evolutionary deck to the Lord Bowser up, by the way. Rode this deck up to the top ranks, but also at the end on Tuesday when I got up to Infinite, there was a move location, so I made a move deck using 2099 as one of the cards in it, and I used that to get the last 10 ranks, and been really fucking happy with myself getting up here for the first time, and that means that when I get reset, I'm gonna get reset to like every season of Marvel Snap, the rankings get reset. So I'm going to get reset to like the maximum level that you can get reset to, which is gonna make my climb back up a lot easier. And I'll say, like, being an Infinite, I can just not give a fuck and just play whatever deck sounds cool. Like I've been trying out this deck, which is Energy Left Lockjaw, sure, whatever. It's a High Evolutionary deck that's also Lockjaw and Silver Surfer. I don't know if it's any good, but I don't know. I've tried it a few times, and I haven't had to risk anything. And also, I've rolled out my Destroy Everything deck again, which is even better now that Nimrod has been buffed, and I modified it a good deal since I last used it. Not entirely sold that this is the final thing, but we'll continue tweaking it, I think. Try to figure out like what a good combination of everything is. The important thing is that the combo of Shuri into Nimrod into 2 destroy cards is doable and easy. And other than that, nothing else matters that much. So yeah, Marvel Snap, still having a great time with it. I'm happy to have finally gotten that achievo. And I'll say, like, in the last couple of months, I've been at the bottom. You know, I've been as lowly ranked as you can go. I've been at the point where, like, oh, I got reset to 10 this season. And then also I'm losing games. Fuck me. You know, I'm at the lowest possible rank. You know, I've been at the place where when you die, when you lose, it says like, oh, I can't lose any more cubes. There's no risk anymore because I'm at the lowest possible rank. And now I'm at infinite, like a couple months later. What the fuck? I had a really good month as far as like all that goes, and a lot of that was because I got High Evolutionary, which, you know, after the start of the month where I didn't have him and I was really struggling. Once I got him, I stopped struggling, and that was that, you know. Maybe there's also a factor of like, you know, I don't know if the deck I was playing was like super good, but, you know, hey. Right now, there's no more levels in the queue. I think we're nearing the last cards that I have in my that I have prepared. So I think we are nearing the end of the stream, but still the queue is open. Y'all feel free to get in your more levels. You know, if y'all want to alternate between, like, a couple y'all want to just like get in a bunch of levels, and hell, even like give me retries on ones I played previously. Now is a fantastic time for that. Here's like you know, low weight, especially given that we are in the lightning round at all. Getting some nice ass traditional levels. That was a Lord Bowser level. Very nice. Now, there's no one else in the queue right now, so we could just... In fact, you know what? That was the 4 of that world. Let's just beat the castle right here, right now. Let's do that. I'll do another card first, though. Here's the kingdom. Got every shrine. Yep, that's about sums it up. Got every shrine. Got the armor that comes with that. It's pretty much just for the looks, but sure, cool, whatever. Still got loads to do in that game, so I'm not, like, done yet, but... goddamn, what a game. I never got all the shrines in Breath of the Wild for lots of reasons, one of which being that, you know, there's kind of no way to know where they all are, whereas in Tears of the Kingdom, there's actually a really convenient way to figure out where all the shrines are, and, hell, that was a really good decision on their part, just fucking really clever, you know, the game is fucking great, and I think that for a lot of people, it's going to be on their top 10 games of all time list pretty quick, like, if it's not already, because goddamn if that's not just a top tier game, you know. There's still lots of quest stuff I haven't done yet, and, you know, whole mechanisms, whole like side things that I don't even know how to do. Like, I saw there was some housing system where you can get a house, and it almost looks like Starfield, where you have, like, customizable rooms you place down. No idea where that is. So, you know, there is loads of stuff for me to find if I want to keep going, but I'm satisfied and feeling pretty good about all that. This might be the last card. Yes, looking back on cards, busy streams, and such. So... I will say, you know, recently with Thursday streams, I've been, in some cases, doing streams that didn't focus, that are like pretty heavily focused on like, you know, whatever the task at hand is, and thus don't have time to do a bunch of cards, you know, or if they don't have time, there's not like a natural time to pop a card during a lot of those streams, and a lot of that is by choice, and I am wondering, like, if that is good practice, right? Like, on one hand, I think it does make sense to save some of the best cards, you know, and Thursday and Friday are so close together. Coming up with a whole new slate of cards is like hard, you know. Usually I don't do that. I just take the cards from Thursday, mix them around a bit, take out some ones that I feel like didn't really land that well anyway, and try to add some new ones on top of that and mix around the order, and there you go. But I am also wondering about, like, is it worth it? Is it good to save cards for like a busy stream, you know? Originally, the idea of cards was to fill holes, fill gaps, times where the conversation dies. And, you know, what do I talk about when there's nothing to talk about? You know, I can go like, yeah, I've been playing some, let's see, what have I been playing? I've been playing some, Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. Y'all been playing Tears of the Kingdom? You know, I watched, this show. You know, I could just use my memory to bring up a topic and talk about it, but the cards just make it so that I don't have to remember. And, you know, whenever there's a lull in the conversation, I can just pop that out. And you know what streams have the most lulls? The streams that are like the least busy. So maybe it doesn't make sense to save them for the busiest streams, but I don't know. I kind of like this thing that we do on Fridays where I run through so many cards and, you know, I get a chance to talk about everything I've been thinking about for like most of the entire week. I kind of like that. And structurally, it makes sense. That was the last card, by the way. You might have noticed. It had the things on it. You know, there's always a pattern on the last card to tell me that you're done and don't pull anymore because it loops around. It'll be the first card again if you pull another one. You know? That was the last one. Let's look to close the queue. I'm gonna hit complete, Lord Bowser. Anyone else, if you want, please get in any last levels. I will play a level of my own, and then I believe we will close up. So we are now in last calls. Last calls for levels. It is the last call for levels. What level should we do for last call here? Let's see now. It's a good one. I'm gonna show off one of my own levels. +3 backwoods. More the stage, more the bricks. Seam of Dreams. You're talking a bunch about Mario Maker 3. Why don't I... You know what? Why don't I replay some of the levels from Mario Maker 1? In fact, you know what? Let's just do all 4. I'm gonna give y'all a whole bunch of time to get levels in. I'm gonna play all 4 of the levels that I ported over from Mario Maker 1 into this game. And they were made in the order I made them originally, so this one is... I believe it was my 12th level. I believe that's what the description said. This one was made for a blind race, in fact. It was made for a blind race that I Ate Your Pie put on back in the day, and got into the second one of those. When I don't know how many he did, but I was one of the levels in the second one of them. And basically the flow of it was you go underground and you're looking for a feather. Once you find a feather, you can return to the start and, you know, fly. The basic idea was that, you know, have a level where you have to do the cape to actually finish the level. And I'll say I did learn from that. One of the runners was, you know, new to Mario, hadn't played Mario World, and thus didn't know how to cape fly. So he was really struggling to do it. For this port, I made it a clear condition, and I also added a thing that spawns extra capes, just in case you lose it, but manage to survive by falling back into the area down here. Like, say if this were to happen and if you were to fuck up. We're too good, we're not gonna fuck up. But, maybe I should have made it a checkpoint rather than a clear condition, honestly. But, You know, this level was originally made before checkpoints, so it is authentic the way it is to how it was originally. You know, that it doesn't have a clear condition, and it doesn't have a checkpoint, and it, you know, requires you to go down, around, and out and know how to cape fly. It's a very rarely requested skill in a level, you know. I thought it was a fun way to do. This level, was, my first underwater level. And I'll tell you, I didn't do very many of them. Most of them use some sort of mechanic to speed things up a little bit. This one is no different. You use these treadmills to speed up, make sections where you're just, like, zooming along, and I thought that was pretty cool. There's also a bunch of parts where you're just, like, swimming vertically, which I found was really effective to, like, make for some fast gameplay that's pretty satisfying. You know, zipping up vertically, and obviously in this game, there's no vertical levels, or in the original Mario Maker 1, there were no vertical levels, so I just had to make it a bunch of small rooms that were, like, individually set apart from each other. And, well, goddamn, I think this level turned out really well. That's why when I made this, you know, when I was porting levels, I chose this one. There's some really cool moments here with, like, swimming between and through, like, whole bunches of you know, whole bunches of, the piranha plants. I think that's just damn neat. And, you know, it's very much inspired by DKC's water levels. I think in this part here, it's, like, very explicitly, like, you might recognize part of this. Like, this is very much how parts of DKC 2 look like. You know, there's a part where some glowfish are, like, coming up through an area in, like, Glimmer's Galleon. That was sort of some of the inspiration there. Also, there's a part where you go through a thing, and if you have a star, you know, if you play your cards right, you get a star, and you can get the booty at the end of, you know, the pirate ship. It's a neat thing. The last two levels here are from the first Super World I ever did, which was only 4 worlds long, and, you know, only 4 levels per world. So a good deal less big than my current Super World. That's mostly done. But it does have some real winners in it, and I think this one, which was 1-1, is chief among them. I think this 1-1 was phenomenal. And definitely a great first impression. It was based around these springs, which I've used in several other levels from in Mario Maker 1 and since, you know. I've used these sorts of springs in several stages where enemies are just being bounced around, and you sort of have to avoid them as you're coming at them. My one thought right now is that, my one, like, little lingering thought is, like, oh my god, I haven't used sideways springs yet in my Super World. And I'm thinking maybe the last level, Playtime Palace, could have these springs. It is a 3D World level, but I'm pretty sure you can still have sideways springs in 3D World. So, might have that as, like, a sort of throwback to this, and just sort of subtle detail, you know, when that comes out. It'll have some enemies on sideways springs for you to deal with, and I think that'll be plenty cool, you know. It's a great mechanic, it's a great gimmick for a level, and it makes for some really fun enemies to avoid to jump on hole 9, you know. This part made it so that I give the player a fire flower, you know, non-conditionally, so they can just blast their way through the piranha plants and stuff, which I thought was a, you know, a fun little climax for the level. Fun little reward. Final level here. Final level of this like remake series that I did was the River Kicks HD, which was the 45th. I guess the last one was 40. The 45th, and this was in the second world of my Super World. My original Super World was split into, each world was a single theme, you know. So each world had like So the second world was all Super Mario Brothers 1. The first world was all Super Mario Brothers 3. Third was Super Mario World, etc. Went with a different setup for this time, and I think I like this different setup better, but... With this, I was basically able to make, like, a unique theming for each world and have it be repeated in each level, you know? Each level would have the same, like, one-off theme and stuff. Like, this one was in the lava castle. Now it's in the swamp, of course, because it's, you know, it's different now. Because swamp is now an option. But, Sword uses this, Big Mario and also has these places where, if you're Big Mario, you can use these vines. If you're booting, you can jump on the piranha plants. I think that's you know, I think that's pretty swell. Can you break through the ice with the boot? Oh no, good, okay. Wait, but can't you with the Big Mario? Huh, I guess I didn't think about how you could fuck this up. Like, yeah, you could totally dig down into the water if you wanted to. Like, don't do that though, it's weird. Like, why would you? I never thought about that. But also the water doesn't go all the way down and it's kind of just there for aesthetic purposes, you know? Almost got me getting another level in, as did Bowser. Perfect, great. This is the last level of the remake series. You know what? I'll do one more because it is like kind of semi-relevant to Mario Maker 1 in particular, in that it is a semi-sequel to a Mario Maker 1 level. It is a semi-sequel to a Mario Maker 1 level. About to like it, but I've already played this level and also it's my own. So I can't like it, obviously. That'd be this one here, the 30th level I made in Mario Maker 2, and also the last one before the Super World, Return of the Wayward Spiny. That is a sequel to March of the Wayward Spiny, which was, I think, the first level I ever made that was any good at all. You know, like a serious, halfway good level. And it was very short, and it was very, like, you know, unpolished, but it had a great core idea, which is exactly the thing I mentioned earlier with the springs. The springs actually came from my first traditional level that was properly traditional and good, if you can believe it. Like, I had that idea, like, right from the start of my making process, within, like, a day or two of Mario Maker 1 coming out. But anyway, this level sort of follows on that, adding a bunch of stuff, like the donut blocks are used a lot more valuably, but bombs have been added that, you know, are interesting to use as projectiles. I believe the original level didn't have the spike helmet, and it had a Yoshi instead, and the spike helmet turns out is really fun when there's a bunch of guys, like, you know, who could be above you or below you or whatever, that you can jump up into. There's guys that come out of pipes on occasion. That was actually in the original level back in the day. The original level did have pipes that had spinies coming out of them. And, you know, they're sort of marching in formation. That was sort of the idea of the level. They're just marching at you. And you sort of have to deal with their non-stop march. I see here, there's some areas where you are below them and you're in just the right position to, like, just fuck them up using the shell. Ooh. I do think this is one of the absolute all-time best levels. It's a great mechanic, the springs, and also this level just has a lot of really cool, you know, perfectly executed one-off little bits, you know? And finally, once you get the on-off done, you take a ride back to the pipe that you entered in, jump and get a 50 coin if you want. That was a 50 coin, right? It wasn't a 30 coin. Was it the 30 coin? Might have been the 30 coin. And then you get, like, a third checkpoint, which is a rarity in my levels. Usually I do just one checkpoint, sort of in the DKC manner. But for this level, it really made sense to do two, because you don't want to do the skull lift ride again. You know, you don't want to have to do it twice, ever. Final segment here. dodge these guys, and finally drop down into the ending. Really loved. I think one of my favorite parts of the level is the part where you have to drop down on the donut holes, the donut platforms into the finale. That's just chef kiss of an ending. I gotta say that if ever someone's asking like what's my favorite level of all time of mine, Return of the Wayward Spiny is on the short list. As is like the one that was right after it, like nearly a year later, 9 months later or something, Crumble Rumble, the first level I made for the Super World, and it's 1-2. That's also like pretty high in the rankings. Oh, there's other levels here I think are lovely too, like Frosted Forest. Like, I'd say Automation Station's pretty fucking good. I think To and Fro Factory is remarkable. Frigid Forget is like low-key one of the best, I think. I have made so many good levels. It's hard to like pick them out, out of a lineup. All right, let's go ahead and close the queue. That's enough time bought. I'm gonna go ahead and close the queue, and we're gonna play the last 2 levels tonight. The first one comes in from Lord Bowser. 6GY 9T 8 Q 7G. This will be the first level of whatever the next world is in his super world. The Ice World. Very good. I'm just gonna. He was here when we when I opened the queue and I did like a bunch of stalling, for people to get time in. So I'm just gonna play it in regular ass, lightning round. It's good for it, And also, I don't think we'll really need the extra tries anyway. Alright, there's numbers here. I don't know why. This is a nice little vertical level. Not too hard. Pretty straightforward. I like it. For some reason... Wait, what? For some reason, I don't think, when I think of vertical level, when I think of snow level, I don't think of vertical level, but this theme looks really nice when it's vertical, actually. The skybox is really pretty as a backdrop, actually. More vertical levels of different types, I guess, is what I'm driving at. Especially in the themes that have detailed backgrounds and not just like sprites and stuff, not just like simple ones that are just very simple to repeat. Another thing, going back to what we were talking about, like Super Mario Maker 3, there's no way Super Mario Maker 3 is that close because, they probably need to make it so that Wonder is a new theme in that game, and that's probably will be a lot of work considering that game is just now coming out. Next up is Almost Got Me. Go ahead and confirm. Almost Got Me, you're the last one. Let's go ahead and do this. If it was coming out now and they didn't have time to do Wonder as a theme, as a style, they'd have to do Yoshi's Island instead, which, hey, I think, to be fair, I think that they should do both. They should do both Yoshi's Island and they should do Super Mario Wonder. Oh, and it almost got me. You are up. They should do both. And, whether or not they do so, we'll see. But, laundry list of things to want, One of the big ones is new themes, and Super Mario Wonder is right there. I guess it might be hard, actually, technically, to implement that. Oh, I guess, you know what, 3D World is probably also really hard. It's just a matter of, like, doing the work, you know? It's always a matter of doing the work, I guess. Silly thing to say. IOC almost got me, and this is the last level. Let's go ahead and put it into sudden death and get our last college try here. Watery Wonders is the name of the level. No idea how hard it's gonna be. No one's ever beaten it yet. No one's ever played it yet. This looks fairly traditional. This looks fairly doable. It's giving me a power-up. Well, I think our odds of doing this in one go are quite high. Go ahead and do that then. And I'll say, by the way, for anyone who ever, like, finds themselves in sudden death, just speak up and I will convert you over to, you know, to the lightning round proper, to the lightning round regular, and you'll have the number of lives that you would have, you know. Oh, hey, there you are. Perfect. Lucky I wasn't in water. I feel like I would have just drowned there if I had looked away at the right. If that was the wrong time to look away. You were in an ad break? Gotcha. That makes sense. I heard that YouTube is gonna do something that makes it so that if you use ad blockers, you know, it's gonna punish you or something. I don't know, man. I never get ads, but I also never get ads on the phone, so I don't know what the deal is there. Why do I not get ads on the phone? I just very lucky, I guess. I mean, I know why on the computer, but on the phone though, it almost seems like to me they're very kind about ads. But what do I know? GG. Thank you for the level almost got me. That was a quite reasonable level. It's not that bad, not that hard. A good little water level. It's nice that you give the fire flower early on, because the fire flower gives you something to do while you're swimming, you know, shooting down foes. And some water levels I've done, I say some water levels. There's one water level I've done where it was a hybrid water level with Link, because it turns out Link is really good underwater because, like, firing arrows, swording enemies. It makes water levels a little bit more like playing with Ungard in DKC, only better, only, like, more engaging. And, you know, that's something what the Fire Flower approaches there. You know, gives you an opportunity to, like, you know, do something while you're swimming. Well, folks, that will about do it. I'm gonna hit complete on that, and then I'm going to one. That will about do it. Thank y'all for coming by, for watching me do your viewer levels, giving me viewer levels, hanging out, listening to me talk, be on the couch, and have a good time. You know, all the things that I do on these Friday streams. I'll be back on Monday, 8 p.m. Central, starting a replay of Wind Waker HD. That'll be fun. That'll be at 8 p.m. Central. Probably won't be next week. Next week I'll be busy. Next Monday, like, you know, in a week and a half from now. But I'll still try to have a second Wind Waker stream at some point in around that time. Maybe on Sunday instead, or something like that. Next Tuesday will also, you know, it'll be 4th of July. It'll be some sort of big long stream starting at 3 p.m. and probably going, like, at least 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, maybe 10 hours. We'll see. I'll have to come up with plans that last that long, you know. That'll be a bit of fun. Thursday will be a variety night, or some sort of variety stream, you know. I haven't yet decided what next Thursday's stream will be. I mean, I haven't decided what Tuesday's stream will be, much less Thursday, but I am thinking might be early in the morning. Try to do a morning Thursday stream since I have the time off, and Friday viewer levels might be at 6 p.m. Central. You know, you can check in the Discord. I'll update if I'm thinking of morning stream instead. I'll update there. You know, maybe that'd be fun. You know, with the holidays, I can do a different time and maybe get some folks from that otherwise are in time zones where it's inconvenient to watch at normal hours. You know, these normal stream times. That's all what's coming up. Wind Waker HD Monday. Tuesday, some sort of big something. We will see. And, you know, I'll say also we are coming up on like 500 followers, and whenever that gets hit, there'll be like a rare roulette stream, which isn't gambling related despite the name. It's just basically I'll be switching between 7 rare games randomly every minute or two, just automatically, and that'll be a chaotic Sunday stream or a chaotic all-day stream if it happens while I'm on vacation or something, you know, if it happens in the next 2 weeks, conveniently. I'll see y'all on Monday. Let me go ahead and do the raid. Set in the raid right here. Let me see who's streaming and who's online. Dan Reichert is doing something. Holy shit. He's watching All Elite Wrestling. You know, he's playing the All Elite Wrestling game. That's fun. Dan hasn't been streaming in a couple of weeks, in like 2 months. So I'm gonna do the raid over to him. That sounds like a good idea. I'm probably gonna watch him tonight, considering that I like to watch him when he streams on Fridays. You know, he's sort of my Friday night plan, as far as like after the stream, I go watch him go crazy and do a bunch of stuff late into the night. So let's do the raid over there. Thank you all for joining me. I hope he's not wrapping down or something. Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Tuesday, 3 p.m. 4th of July stream. Wind Waker on Monday. Don't know yet on Tuesday. We'll see. Goodbye, folks. You have a good one. Good weekend, you know? Bye.